Holy landlubbers, it's me, your Captain Vasco speaking. It's been a little bit of an ordeal to get online, don't worry about that. We're here to play some Disco Elysium. Hello, letters, you're just in time because I'm late. Hope you're doing well. So, Disco Elysium. I was thinking about this today. How does one catch you up on Disco Elysium? A game in which you make no progress and spend like 2 hours having 1.5 conversations on a regular basis. I don't know. That's something of a summary. Last week we completed Tuesday, which involved interviewing a Sunday friend and also buying a book on cockatoos so we can figure out what type of cockatoo we are. Again, I feel like if that doesn't explain to you what game we're playing, then you're in luck because it's just kind of how the game goes. I mean, I suppose you could give the same recap to every single installment of the game, right? Which is like, you are a police officer, or at least you were a police officer, and then you had some sort of traumatic event that seems to be related to a romantic breakup, or divorce, or something. And as a result, you had what one might call an incredibly dissociative incident, wherein you are no longer one person, but rather like an entity at the heart of a chorus of the elements of your personality, which all chime in and kind of try to nudge you in the right direction of how to be an effective cop or socialist or one of various many things you could be. We are, in theory, investigating a murder that we've learned a little bit about, but frankly not very much, in 2 full days of gameplay, which is both more and less than it sounds like. Now, last week we did finish Tuesday, so we went to bed. It only caused my computer to explode a lot, and so in the process of that, we weren't able to save precisely where I left the stream. Now, interesting thing is that I did, after the stream, load up the game again from our last save, had the nightmare, woke up the next day, tried to have exactly the same conversation with the guy who is almost definitely our former partner as a police officer, and then saved. But when I tried to do that, I got some weird prompt immediately after that conversation I didn't get before. And I don't know if that was a rare event or not, or if I could save that or what. So I kind of just didn't save because I was just confused about the whole ordeal. So let's load the most recent save, which is now Good Morning, which is right before that conversation. Oh, that's right. When you guys do a hype train, I get a thing, too. It appears to be an owl, which isn't a cockatoo, but it's pretty close. Thank you, Demolition, for, 10,000 gift subs, which you definitely don't have to do. I hope everyone's well. I kind of didn't check in. It's been a stressful last 45 minutes for me, because my computer is not... My computer decided it didn't want to stream today. I've been working really hard to defy its will, for better or for worse. So, yeah, we just woke up after that nightmare. The nightmare is largely inconsequential. It's kind of just a reminder that, life isn't going very well, which is an unfortunately familiar sensation in this year 2023. Stomach rumbles. Yeah, I don't know. Anytime that we talk about donuts, which is pretty much all the time, I definitely want more donuts. Yeah, okay, so at the end of the last stream, we did have a conversation with these 2 police officers who showed up. I'm not sure if this is a direct result of us having called our own police precinct, the same day that we had, complete universal amnesia to tell them that we lost both our gun and our badge. I kind of feel like they might show up anyway, but we definitely made that call, and they are not happy to see me. But as I said, the game reached some weird state where it wasn't willing to save, so I tried to reload it, and then it did something completely different than it did when I played it on stream, so we're just gonna experience this conversation again.
You look like shit.
This is why you need the treat button back. Nego, I can't express to you strongly enough how bad an idea it would be for me to allow you to, every single time I stream, make me eat multiple donuts. It sounds great in theory, but how do I siphon the calories into something? Like, I already spent an inordinate amount of time trying to work off the not good food that I eat. Like I said, this guy is not happy to see me.
And I don't mean that as a metaphor.
I'm gonna try to answer these questions exactly the same way I did last week, because my intention was not to save scum this in any way. Although, I'll be honest, it is now my intention to not bounce my ideas off this guy until later, because I know that's a free heal. And it's not my fault that I couldn't save, but I'm gonna use it. That's not my fault that happened. I know it's intentional. I'm supposed to look like garbage, is what I like to pretend.
Like undercover?
Well, as far as disguises go, this is one of the best I've seen. I mean, I could swear you're an actual bum.
You're just saying that because I'm holding a plastic bag in which I intend to collect recycling to subsist on, because I don't seem to have an income despite being a police officer. Also, it is possible that I've spec'd into something called Hobo Cop, which primarily lets me get more money from turning in recycling, which is important because, again, I don't seem to have an income.
Oh, come on, Jean. It looks like it's been a rough week on him.
I do, however, have what one might call an outcome, although that's not typically how that's used, in the sense that every day I complete, I need to pay $20 or I cease to exist.
It's not just this week. What do you want?
Okay, so this guy is cool. He stands there like a statue, an angry statue, and he does not like you.
I don't think I passed this check before. I don't remember being told he's an angry statue who doesn't like me, although, frankly, yeah.
Don't even try to win him over. He won't.
By the way, I do currently have exactly 51 cents to my name, and I need $20 to survive the day. I would love to hear some other folks' thoughts about this. It's kind of an interesting narrative device to, like, force you into that situation. At the same time, I do feel like it puts weird emphasis on something that's, like, not particularly interesting to me and is relatively stressful. I mean, relative to playing a game where you mostly roll dice during conversations. I'm gonna attempt to pass this check, which I have a good chance of.
You know what it is. It's like the two of you know each other. Just ask him.
Good, I passed the check again. Do you know me from somewhere?
Oh, I definitely know you from somewhere.
Another life.
Delusion says, I've watched a playthrough with max stats and everything. Did they, like, hack the game to do that? How do you get all of those in time to get all the voice lines in the game? Oh, they did hack it. Well, there you go. There's over 9,000 hidden lines in the game. Vegeta would have a field day. He would be so upset to hear that. But I'm not shocked that there's, like, a staggering amount of them. I do imagine that if you pass every check in a given conversation, some conversations will go completely off the rails with, like, literally every skill chiming in. Where do we know each other from? Like, another life or something?
Yes, from another life. A different life. Maybe the life of a police officer belonging to the ranks of the... To what station do you think you would belong in this alternate and totally fictional reality?
Now, I said I would try to answer everything exactly the same way I did before.
He seems to be observing you. Through repeating it gets no reaction. 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 Repeating it gets no reaction from the
I think that covers roughly the amount of times I did that.
The world is very quiet.
Probably the
Even
41st.
The howling wind outside sounds a bit embarrassed.
Okay, that's plausible. That's entirely plausible. Now we're really getting somewhere.
I honestly don't... I know that we passed that check and answered that question and got experience. I don't remember getting an experience point there. Ocean says, try playing an all-at-once run and cry. I feel like that's not extremely dissimilar to what I have been doing. Are you sure it's not the 69? For some reason, he wouldn't confirm or deny it, Neko, so I tried something else.
Somewhere good.
So the thing I don't want to say is I have questions for him because I'm a cop. I'm going to do that later, after I disappoint a small child by not being very good at my job, or something. Or just, like, literally try to accomplish a random task and then get told off by the universe. Let's talk about the hypothetical Station 41.
Okay.
What would our relationship be?
Let's be crazy. Let's say you and I are partners. How's that for a thought experiment?
I think I said two different things that Kim is a better cop than Angry Statue. So I think I said Kim is cooler than you.
I'm sure he's fucking flattered, but Kim is not part of this thought experiment. In this one, we're partners.
Also, hello, Anime. How are you doing today?
The lieutenant is silent.
I think I said you seem like a cool guy. We could do that, I guess.
Would you now, or would I be cramping your style? Never mind. Partner.
And then I said, nah, I probably should have called you my partner, because Kim's my partner. He's been here the whole time, which is like 2 days.
I'm not your partner. This union is temporary.
Wow, I thought we had something
A
special.
little premonition for you, Lieutenant. Sooner or later, probably sooner, your new friend tells you he doesn't need you. He will then suggest you should fuck off. When that happens, I suggest you take his advice.
The lieutenant merely bows his head in response.
I think I said two.
Oh, no. You see, I enjoy watching other better cops solve crimes. And let me tell you, it's been quite a privilege seeing you work.
I'm still not entirely clear on this, and probably some amount of time passing will help with this. I don't know if he's been watched. I mean, like, he was at the precinct on Monday. I didn't see him on Tuesday. It is now Wednesday. So I assume he's just talking either abstractly or, like, past tense.
This isn't helping.
Who else is in our imaginary police station?
You're not going to believe this, but police officers.
Ooh.
Yes, sir. Solving crimes, locking up bad guys, and get this, and not getting that drink on at 2 o'clock.
Well, 2 o'clock's like a little late, right? You'd probably start with lunch. Is that correct? Anyway, says, PC claim for punishing Grey Raven came out on Monday. I'm super happy playing it. This may not surprise you. I don't think I know what that is, but I'm glad that you're enjoying it. I've been tuning into a subathon that's been going on for 8 days. That also sounds pretty fun. I will admit that today I was watching. I think I've alluded to some of his videos. I was watching Super Eye Patch Wolf stream on Twitch earlier while I was working. He's the guy who did like the hour-long Garfield video that I definitely talked about on stream at some point. That was pretty exciting. He's playing a game called Fear and Hunger, which is it's just kind of horrible. It's been described as the cruelest game that exists and the RPG that hates you. And those are both reasonably apt. But it was really interesting to see him play that live and fail repeatedly despite knowing pretty much exactly what he was doing. So I enjoyed that. Some crimes for looking up bad guys and not getting
Just
drunk.
some
Sure.
regular boring motherfuckers in suits and uniforms. Nothing spectacularly extravagant like you, the far-out son of Lung.
I remember asking about the Son of Lung, but I don't remember why.
Oh, it's you, you eccentric genius. I mean, with your unorthodox approach to police work, it has to be you.
Tell me about the Son of Lung, who, whatever.
Not even a little bit.
It's an urban myth about an officer who is so far undercover he can't remember who he is. As I said, just an urban myth. You are not the son of Lang.
Maybe I am, you don't
He's
know.
trying to protect you from further rough handling, dished out by this sunglassed man.
I've run out of the ability to imagine things. I lack skill points.
Neither can I, partner. Neither can I.
It's a mere second, but it feels like you saw something. A gram of compassion in that sadness.
And then I think I'd just leave. I think I asked him questions, but like I said, I know that that's healing, and I'm just not gonna do it.
Watch out for yourself, loser.
That voice, so very familiar.
Sir?
Did you hear it when calling to your station and reporting your badge missing?
I assume I don't even get to attempt this check if I didn't make the call, but I don't know. Wait, your voice, I recognize
Oh,
it.
really? I wonder where.
I lost my badge recently when I called to report it missing. You were there. And you were there.
The where you remember me from?
I definitely said I have a bit of, memory trouble.
You don't say. Goodbye then. The voice thing was a coincidence. Run along, asshole.
Alright, love you too. Yeah, I don't think I got this the first
Okay.
time.
The man with the sunglasses and his hypothetical Station 41. Weird, right?
I know, super weird, right?
There's something missing here. Something you can't put our finger on. You know what? Just ask him. I know it sounds crazy, and you'll probably get laughed at. But still,
You know, I probably should just ask him. It's gonna bother me all day if I don't ask him.
yes, just cross it off the list. It's probably not true, though.
Yeah, it seems highly unlikely that this guy who recognizes me and knows what precinct I'm supposed to be from and has sort of intuitive knowledge of how big of a jerk that I am would work in the same precinct as me, especially after he implied that we were partners.
Again? I can't believe this shit.
Me neither. Hey, real quick, we ever work together?
I'm going to say no. Just to see what you'll say to that. What'd you say?
I'm surprised that neither of these is overtly absurd or comedic. These are both, like, kind of normal answers. I think I'm just gonna take them at face value. Okay, yeah, I guess I don't remember you. Bye.
God fucking shit.
None of this is great news for him. Okay, I was clearly wrong. He is a firefighter, male nurse, animal control agent, something of that kind. Not a cop. Go on with your cop work. Don't let me stop you again.
My God, that's an incredible esprit de corps. That's very good. Okay, bye. Wait a minute.
Hi, gendarme. Another rendezvous.
I didn't think we'd see this guy again, and he's here in the morning just hanging out like nothing happened. Of course, nothing did happen, other than the fact that I interviewed his, Sunday friend. Maybe Kim knows this man? Nah, I don't think so. It's time? What does it's time mean? Obviously, I must adjust my tie. Hello.
Hello, hello. So what
I
brings
like-
you here?
Oh my god, a legendary composure check. That's very good. I like that he's still called Smoker on the balcony. Although I still don't know what I'd call him other than Martin Martinez. What are you doing here?
Admiring the atmosphere. What about you, officer?
Hmm. I mean, 2 is accurate. 2 is accurate. But must give yourself maximum composure. Is this even more important than I think it is? Because I get the impression I want to pass that check. Passives are a thing, like up it now. I can't literally up it now, can I? Oh, I guess I can. I got a lot of room to up composure all of a sudden, huh? So you're saying... So listen. I'm gonna say that I'm 0% to put all 3 of these skill points in composure. Just because the way I play this game, I like having one in reserve in case I have to re-roll something. So, like, I'm very unlikely to put all 3 points in. I might actually already be wearing my composure clothes. I'm not totally sure. Dress up as Chopin. It's true, no one has more composure than Chopin. Unless he fails a critical skill check on the top of an angry red cliff in a parallel dimension. Alright, listen, chat, has not definitely avoided steering me astray, but I don't think there's ever been such a unanimous push for anything. So, we're gonna... How do I have to individually level up? And then level up again? This does feel genuinely insane. But okay. Hey, Castle Ark, you're just in time. I'm being bullied into being charming, which I guess is neither accurate nor unreasonable. I don't know what I'm doing here. I just go wherever life takes me, because I'm super cool and nonplussed.
Maybe you should figure it out, detective.
Tell me again about the muscular type who came to investigate the crime.
Yes, let's see. He knocked on my door a few days after the lynching. I think he was going through the entire building, asking questions.
What'd you tell him?
Nothing. That I didn't see anything.
And he believed you?
Why shouldn't he?
You tell him about your friend?
What friend?
Your Sunday friend, the witness?
No, I don't think it came up.
What'd this guy look like?
Muscular, handsome, strong, like one of those military types.
Was he alone?
Yes, but he was speaking to someone on his earpiece.
His earpiece?
Yes, you know those tiny speaker microphones that fancy security guards sometimes wear.
What did he say?
Just reporting back whatever I was telling him.
Besides muscular, did he have any other identifying traits?
Oh, let me think. He had an accent. He sounded like one of those mercenaries.
That's such a weird thing to say.
He sounded vaguely Oranese. No, not vaguely, scratch that. He sounded definitely Oranese.
Man, I sure wish that I knew exactly what that meant. I know I should, and I know I don't.
Sure. Anything else on your mind?
So hold on. Everyone says I
Bye-bye,
need to change
Jean-Jean.
my clothes.
Hear that? Magnesium. That's what you're lacking. The lack of magnesium has you slouched.
Pardon, composure?
The magnesium levels in your blood are dangerously low. It's about the low magnesium levels and not the high alcohol levels.
There's a lack of magnesium in me? I also kind of like one. I knew it wasn't the alcohol or the other things.
Yeah, the other things. Long live the other things. Made you strong as an ox, they have. Yes, and it's critical. Look at yourself. You're practically devolving into a fish due to the lack of magnesium in your bloodstream.
So I need to maggot sideways.
Maggot sideways? What are you talking about? You need to maggot up.
Oh, I see.
You've probably had 2 heart attacks and a minor stroke already. And the only prescription is insane amounts of magnesium.
This feels dangerous, but go on.
1 stroke? Don't be so modest. He's having one right now.
So you're suggesting I become some sort of magnesium-based life form?
Yes, if you want to live, you need to evolve. You need to transcend the carbon barrier. Go to the apothecary and buy insane amounts of magnesium. It will reverse the damage to your circulatory system.
Where will I find money? I'm already very poor.
Just remember, it's not the alcohol. Buy more of that too. Alcohol is not the problem. And it's certainly not the dextroamphetamine.
I'm sorry, what was that last thing you said?
Nor smoking for 40 years.
Yeah, probably.
It's the lack of magnesium and excess of coffee. You should stop drinking coffee. It wreaks havoc on your gastrointestinal
That seems like
system.
a wildly uncharacteristic thing for you to say. Hold on. One thing at a time. Clothes. No. 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 Nope. No. No. Okay, do I have something that's giving minus composure that could be replaced? No. I have the maximum composure from these bad shoes. Echo says, if you want magnesium, oats are a great source. I didn't know that. Hey, wait! Answer me this. You're a British person who has the potential knowledge to answer this question. Neko, what is the distinction between oatmeal and porridge? Because I've never understood it. And I also wanted to look inside my brain. So wild oats. No, we talked about this. I think we talked about this. We definitely talked about this in my office. Temporary research bonus -1 shivers. It is generally understood that human beings are carbon-based organisms fusing little carbon tubes together to form complex, mushy structures capable of thought, love, locomotion, etc. It's also known that these structures sometimes like to take the edge off by consuming ethanol, amphetamine, etc. In such cases, it is important to supplement your body with magnesium. Tired? Maggot. Down? Mag time. Liver damage? Maximum mag. Some people say magnesium doesn't really do anything and you just need to quit. What do we tell them? I mean, this does sound like it opposes electrochemistry. I generally like that. I like Shivers. I don't think my alignment with Shivers is so strong that I would oppose this. However, I currently don't have a slot for this, yeah? I really don't want to spend my last point on that right now. Anyway.
Hi again, Gendarme.
I met your Sunday friend.
You did? And how did you like him?
Why is he so happy about that? Like I says, porridge is literally what we call oatmeal. No one over here says oatmeal. I know you can make porridge with other things, but it's so unusual that people assume that if you're eating porridge, it's made using oats. Ah. So, like, strictly speaking, porridge is sort of like a... I don't know how to say this without it sounding unpleasant, but sort of like a gruel or a slop made of something, and it's just assumed to be oatmeal. Congee is a Chinese rice porridge. Sure, okay. I'm not even looking at the game. Sarah's, like, really concerned that I'm, like, not paying attention, which is fair. You're right. He was magical. I didn't like him as much as I like you. That's true. That's just an honest statement of fact. That's not even me trying to, like, flirt with this guy. That's just, like, the other guy was not that good. This guy is pretty cool. Also, I don't think 3 fits my character, so, like, 2.
Oh, shoot. Why not?
I mean, why would he come here early in the morning when he can't normally be found if he didn't want to flirt with me and have my weird lieutenant stare awkwardly at both of us while it happened? Some people are into that sort of thing. I could try to ask too. I mean, 4's coming on a little strong. Not gonna lie. It's pretty obvious. He's into it. I'm not sure that Kim's into it. I'm not sure how much that matters, but I'm not sure that Kim's into it. Yeah, porridge is some grain boiled in water or milk. Though if you use water, it's gruel. Gruel is sad. That feels like a description that would be given by some aspect of your personality in this game. I don't want to talk about other people, like your boring Sunday friend who isn't as interesting as the name suggests. I want to talk about you.
What about me, gendarme?
Apparently I can't do anything else. Oh, that's not great. That's bad. Okay. Has anyone truly been paying attention to this the entire playthrough? If I remember correctly, I think that I have passed two 42% checks the entire game. It might be like 3. I don't think it's more than 3. Also, we did just save. Okay, everyone is now currently sending me their energy as if to perform the spirit bomb technique.
It's the sports. He's a sports guy. All about that physical prowess and athletic skill.
I gotta tell you, I feel like it undercuts the tension a little bit to take morale damage before even knowing the result. And yet, that does pretty much exemplify my experience trying to flirt with anyone, any human being. Now, so like, I honestly don't like this very much. Put on some I literally don't possess glasses that help here. I mean, in theory, since it's a white check and not a red check, it's maybe makes more sense to have individually doled out these points. Might even just get more points soon anyway. False. We literally leveled up like immediately before this conversation. It will take some time. Alright, you have to leave and then come back.
Hi again,
It's not an
gendarme.
unreasonable thing, but it's still annoying. It's a brand new day. I don't know what that means. I do know that orbs give me experience now.
It's
Hey,
the
I failed it
sports.
again.
He's a sports guy. All about that physical prowess and athletic skill.
Bye-bye,
It's-
gendarme.
It's unclear to me. It's unclear to me how to proceed now. Let's retry. Okay, chat. Okay. Chat has apparently decided that I must literally need to pass this, and I'm not allowed to pass go or collect $200.
I don't need a map to get to Bonetown.
Luckily, the game is auto-saving at a, like, really inconvenient time, but that's okay. That's why we have this button. Chat said that I could save. My dad said that I could sell the poop tube. Just one of my favorite lines from Tim and Eric's Awesome Show, and is not good or logical. Now, yeah, already. So I saved after putting points in composure, so no one can
Hi
get
again,
that mad
gendarme.
at me.
Could he be a member of the homosexual underground?
You figured it out, composure. I mean, I don't know what literally the homosexual underground is, but like part of that feels maybe like a little self-evident.
I don't need a map to get to Bonetown.
Knowing that this is apparently all I was trying to figure out, there's definitely a chance that there's a contextual bonus for asking him what the two of them are.
Yes, this man is definitely one of the homos.
Okay,
I've
physical
seen
instrument.
them homos with my own eyes.
That's That's a really weird way of putting that physical instrument. Daddy does not approve.
This sexual thing seems interesting. Ask
Sure.
around. Become involved.
Well, this is kind of an awkward choice in the sense that, like, these are two really extreme options. I mean, I feel like it's one, but I just want to be clear that between these two, it's like, this feels like this could upset and or offend him, whereas this just means I'll probably never see him again. Like, these are really extreme options. Hey, sir, are you part of the homosexual underground?
The homosexual underground?
He sits up immediately, his eyes wide with amused surprise. A honeyed smile lingers on his
Why,
lips.
yes, I am, officer. Why? Do you want to investigate?
I would like to hear about the Can't Eat more.
Oh, it's a pleasure group. A sub rosa pleasure group congregating in cellars under the cover of night. Saturday night. Sometimes even Friday night.
The weird implied obsession with the particular day of the week is very amusing to me. What about Thursday night?
Or Thursday night. Sometimes the congregating doesn't even end. It carries on into our daily life.
Lowers his voice conspiratorially and looks around. Now, this is a great time, I think, to stop and to mention that Kim is still here and has been here the whole time. The whole time. Like, I'm having, like, a sexual awakening talking to this guy who was, like, supposed to help with the case. And, like, he's not wearing a shirt, right? Like, he's just, like, full-on Aladdin in the cafeteria of this hostel that I live in. And, like, him is just, like, watching this happen. And, like, cursing every decision he made that led him here. But when you convene, what do you do? Shoots and ladders, or, like, what?
Oh, we're ambitious. We want to destroy the last vestiges of meaning, the last things people in Rebishol have to hold on to, the true symbols of security. The meaning of man and woman, mother and father, their marriage. Everything will be constantly shifting and moving under our rule. The future will belong to a circus of identities just spinning around, surreal and unreal. You won't even know who you are anymore.
Welcome to the circus of identities. Other questions? I had other questions, really. Does it have anything to do with disco? I'm trying to nail down exactly what disco is and exactly how it relates to me, a guy who's trying to find a cassette of a sad song to sing at karaoke.
Yes, we listen to a lot of disco. Some say we engineered disco to spread our vision of a vertiginous, ever-changing society, where all there is a razzle-dazzle of gold.
You got me there. I don't know vertiginous. That's a word I don't know.
We are going to change the family unit with all this razzmatazz and
Ooh,
finger dancing.
Razzamatazz. And
with
finger
mysteries.
dancing?
Of course, the mysteries are also of sexual nature, very esoteric.
I am kind of a disco fan, to be honest with you.
You can't just get into it. You have to be born into it. One is either already in the homosexual movement or forever excluded from it.
What if I can't remember because I recently had, like, an extremely traumatic brain owie that caused my personality to fracture into a bunch of shards of personalities? Much like the plane of Alara was fractured into the shards of Alara. Look, I'm never going to stop making magic references, even if they're not funny or good.
Beautiful. Beautiful. That's exactly what we're looking for. Who knows, maybe you were homosexual in the past. Maybe all of that has been repressed.
I like the vagueness of he circles his hands around you. That could mean lots of different things. I like to imagine he's, like, casting a spell or reading our aura or something.
I have to say that you do look like someone who might be part of the underground. You have that very distinctive, I can't understand what's going on here look.
I mean, I certainly have that look. I am kind of inclined to think that my current outfit might preclude me from being part of the underground, because I look like this. Or he wants to strangle you. True, he could want to strangle me, Castle. That is possible. Yeah, I have a pretty high disco tolerance, in fact. That's like an actual fact. This is gonna be like a 24-hour mind project for me. Like, minimum 24 hours for sure.
Absolutely wonderful.
I should go.
Bye-bye, gendarme.
I want to read this description. There's no research bonus for the homosexual underground. There may or may not have been a bonus for whoever came up with this concept artwork that I don't know if I even want to speculate on what's happening here. We did it, says Sarah. Yeah, we only cheated like a little bit. Now, in fairness, I did spend 2 points on not conceptualization, composure. So, like, you know, I consider that a hedge against someone calling cheating on that. You see mysterious strangers in the night, leaning against unlit doorways, engaged in hushed conversation, a shadowy cabal exchanging looks, whispering in dark alleys and unmarked locales. A radical cell conspiring against the state, and perhaps even against man and woman? Was it a secret handshake? What's going on? Who are these secret people? How will they accomplish their sinister and world-altering goals? And most importantly, are you one of them? You could be. Maybe you forgot. I don't know. Also, on the subject of disco, it's actually funny. I was thinking, like, right before having all the technical difficulties trying to start the stream, about how one of my favorite songs of all time is definitely still Automatic by the Pointer Sisters, because I just thought of it for no particular reason. And I was like, still love it. If you haven't heard it, song is pretty disco, as are the Pointer Sisters. Need this new mind project? Yeah, but like, listen, I can only spend so many points at a time on a LARP, right? I can't go this way. I can't use these two things together. I won't accomplish anything. Wait a minute. Because it's a new day, can I ask, like, why can I never remember this guy's name? Silane? Silum?
Everything's still
Silang?
cool here,
No, I
officer.
can't ask him for money yet. Oh. Something has changed here. There's like several orange-wearing men, and I can't interact with any of them. Like I says, I will not
rusting
remember
control
this.
panel with loose wires dangling out from the hole where an indicator light used to be, and a mechanical lever sitting in the middle.
Like I says, I will not remember this because I am not a Telltale character. That reminds me that they did announce the release date for the first Telltale game after they like went bankrupt and reformed. And it's like, I want to say off the top of my head, it's like July 27th. I'm going to pull the lever because a sign that I don't remember where it is said that on Wednesday this lever would work again. It is true that the sign is gone, which feels like a good sign. Like, definitely failed to interpret any useful information from the sign itself.
You grab the handle and pull the lever up. As soon as the metal connects against the contact pins, you hear a loud clunk. Then, the water lock starts moving.
Ooh, look at it go. That's fun. Is anyone else enjoying that? That's just fun to watch. Ooh, now it's doing a second thing?
Okay, if we ever need to get to the coast, then this is the way. But please, contain your wanderlust for now. I don't want us to get sidetracked, not with everything that's going on.
I still have some mild complaints about the fact that I feel like the fact that Kim Kisturagi is our one and only, like, constant companion throughout the game. I feel like his dialogue in cases like this should be, like, more carefully veered towards letting the player know what's okay to do rather than being strictly in character. Like, to me, the moments where, like, he will accept, like, a gross, like, moral bend in order to advance the plot make way less sense to me than for him to just be like, cool, we can cross now, and then not to say a thing that discourages me from crossing. At this point, I feel like I played enough of the game to understand that that's not literal. But, like, early on, these things were really confusing to me.
Focus on one thing, achieve it, then the next, he thinks. That's the task chain.
I'm gonna go across here mainly because I need money. Orbs! I forgot that you could tempt me with things. The radio relay hums with electricity. What is this? It looks like a tombstone attached to a crane? Oh, we're gonna wander for a minute. I don't actually know what anything is. Or where anything is. At some point I'm supposed to get a map, right? I don't know how big the world is. Breaker box to the power radio pylon above you. Maybe there's something inside. I don't know, maybe. 90 cents? Heck yeah.
I don't need a map to get to Bonetown.
Ooh, there was some loose change up here. Go and retrieve it. Listen, there's just to be clear, I feel 55 cents, nice. I feel like people like to really quickly jump on the I don't need a map to get to Bonetown just because I say I need a literal map. You understand that there's like a distinct difference between needing a map to get to Bonetown and like needing an actual map to traverse a universe that you just woke up in? Those are like two entirely different ideas. Oh, look at this. There's like a purple and like an orange. Oh, there's also a... hang on. Traffic beyond the gate. More abandoned motor lorries. And a magnesium that I found in a box. And another orb. That says no entry. Someone scribbled an inverted star on it. That's worrying. Ooh, glasses. Ooh, minus logic plus empathy glasses. Let me just go ahead and immediately put those on. I could stand to be a little dumber, I think. I also, like, literally haven't worn glasses this entire game. What? Lagging? Please stop lagging. Okay. Do I have any need for plus drama plus electrochemistry? And this is... what is this considered? A jacket? My current jacket gives me something I like. I hate that this shirt gives me -2 authority. Not only because I don't want it to do that, but also because I definitely feel like it should make me more intimidating. I mean, I guess it does in the sense that it gives me +1 physical instrument. But chat, like, I make you this promise, chat, which is apropos of essentially nothing that's happening immediately. If we manage to get another skill point without having to spend the one that we have for some emergency need, then we will buy a slot for a thought and do one of the things that we found today. That everyone seems pretty excited about both of them, frankly. Where would you need to go if not Bonetown? This is a great question, Neko, but the issue I have is that this game is all like, oh, you should, like, solve a crime or whatever. And, like, that is, like, definitely a different motivation than navigating to Bonetown, if you understand my meaning. There's, like, weird green spots on the ground that I don't know what they are. Someone's broken down the fence and the barbed wire. Super convenient. Thank you. Oh, look, a swing set. Is it intact enough for me to swing upon? It's a little hard to tell with the orb on it. The swing is missing. No one's been here a long time. Hold on,
Rust
having a purple
peels
thought.
off the bent iron posts of the swing. The wind whistles through the skeleton of the small house behind you. There's desolation everywhere. Yet someone used to live here, laugh here. Thought it was a good idea to build a swing, even.
I can't imagine what thought I'm attempting to have. What happened here?
In this yard?
The lieutenant looks at the small building. A flock of gray swallows takes off in the distance.
Someone thought they could have a summer house in a bloc obscur, for cheap. It didn't work out. They abandoned it about a decade ago.
Wait, what's a block obscure?
A black block. A part of the city left unrenovated after the war. Or one that has fallen to gang violence. Or has become inhospitable in some other way.
So this part of the coast is a block obscure?
Practically, it's not an official term in any way, but look around. No sewage, broken power lines, crime, drunks. Life is tough in the blocks. It's no place to build a summer house.
Maybe they left something useful behind.
Yes, for you to pick up as part of the Jamrock Shuffle.
Gives you a weary smile.
It's not meant as nagging, just an observation.
I think I legitimately believe that, but it definitely comes across the other way.
We should move. I don't think we will solve the murder with forays into the urban hinterland, at least in this phase of the investigation.
Stop foreshadowing. It's rude. Ooh, some stuff. Oh, hang on. I'm having more thoughts. The wind is corralled by 4-story buildings around this yard. Let me grab this loose change here. Cool, 50 cents. Cool, $1.20. Still not really moving the needle. Glory, says the graffito, to the ghosts of us. Hey, Kronos, welcome to the stream. I forgot that you still had the VIP. Luckily, that's one thing that's not broken today. You're not gonna complain about extra disco. Yeah, we've been on a weird schedule. May tends to be a busy time for family events. So I've only had time for one stream the past 2 weeks, and there's an overwhelming demand for more disco. Even though it may be part of some sort of... What do they keep calling it? Like a sub-rosa? Ooh. Some stuff. Orb. Someone left their music collection beneath the tarpaulin. Smallest church in Saint-Saens. Yeah, wait a minute. Item. Empty cassette. Alright, okay. Wait, why do I have... I can interact with this one? Tape you found from a shack on the coast. The A side has the smallest church in Saint-Saens written on it. B side is supposed to contain the instrumental version. It requires a boombox to play. And yet, I have an interact button.
There's no way to listen to the tape without a working tape player or portal reel at hand. But even just holding the tape makes you feel a little sad.
That's promising.
A pawn shop would have a tape player.
Wow, the voices in my head really want me to listen to the sad song. Thank you for the 70-month resub, Cotillion. Thank you. I mean, I did find some stuff here. I'm not really disappointed by this trip to the sad summer house. Despite its sadness. The summertime sadness. Sad song would get the people sad. Like, listen, I remember, I think last week I literally observed... I was, like, going through things, and, like, the next step on the Sync Karaoke is get a sad song on tape. So, like, yeah, I'm aware of the significance of this. Where does this go? Can I have this? How do I get that? Pathfinding. More garbage. Love to see it. To the broken glass, dusty shelves, and a forgotten chair. Another orb. There's a boat tucked away underneath the tarpaulin cup. Tarpaulin is such a weird word to me. In that, in the modern day, no one uses it, but people say tarp a lot. And I don't know why. It feels distinct from other, like, colloquially shortened words, because, like, tarpaulin, for much of my life, just doesn't sound like it's even a real word. It sounds like someone making up a long name for a word that people actually use. Orb? Footprints in the snow that lead away from the accident? Is that the accident that, like, wrecked the bridge? What accident? Let me go inside this sad shack. It seems really ominous in here. Look at the orb. See a dark red chair.
It's
Okay.
only a red chair. Just a red chair in an empty shack, with what looked like a dusty bow tie on the shelf. Nothing to see here, right?
Kim, where are we?
In someone's abandoned shack. On the coast. In Martinez. In Ravachol.
I like that he's getting really specific because he's like, I know that you may mean this differently than another person would mean this. Sarah says I learned a new word. Right? Like, it's just not, like, no one says it. It's just harp. Like, I mean, part of it is that, like, Tarpaulin just, like, doesn't... What's the root language for that? I just, like, I don't even recognize it. I know I sound insane. Don't worry about it. Yes, Neko, this is another 1 week stream. Starting next week, we should probably have normal stream schedule, at least until the start of July, when my birthday happens, and then, like, I haven't really figured out what that means yet. What's with the red chair?
Nothing. It's just a piece of furniture.
Red paint is peeling off it. Looks like blood, no?
Why can't I now say, like, before I could say, like, well, we should investigate it, but now I can't say that? Why is that? That's not normally how these types of decisions work.
Nothing. It's just a piece of...
Red paint is peeling off it. Looks like blood, no?
If I keep doing this, will I get a success that lets me say the other dialogue option? But I want to investigate it. Ooh, a postcard. A +2 drama bow tie. Oh, hang on. No, go back in there. I had an orange thought, too. Never found that bow? Really? Oh, it's just a cold breeze. This is enough to make the wall planks creak. But how do I investigate the shack? Dang it! I haven't saved it a minute. I'm gonna make a dang it save. Also, I don't remember exactly what the sequence was that created quick save and quick save backup. But it feels ominous. Might take a higher skill. But there was, like, the thing that bothers me about it is, like, initially it seemed like there was a choice to be like, hey, we should look into this. And then, like, I asked him for his impression. And then, basically, I couldn't do it anymore. I'm just confused by that. Just feel like that's not how I normally do. You know? You understand what I'm saying? Cinder blocks. Charred. A makeshift fire pit with magazines for lighting. I feel like that's what that's for. Normally the skill would chime in. Yeah, you're probably right about that. Bushes are too thick and thorny to pass through. I feel like I'm gonna put that to the test. Guess we could take the scenic route. Oh, it's apparently a really scenic route. Bench? Or like sad
The worn
plank?
and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kisturagi is gone.
Oh, that... God, that... The fact that that was voiced by a tutorial agent reminded me of something. Because I was messing around trying to, like, do the save, like, after that conversation we had at the end of the last stream, I tried talking to, like, the lady cop for some reason. I think it was, like, after I knew that I, like, couldn't do the save because I got a weird prompt I didn't get the first time. I tried talking to her, and I don't remember how the conversation went, but for some reason I was able to say that she had a horse face, which I knew I would never say on stream, and I tried saying it, and she got just, like, really disappointed in me. Which is totally fair, but I'm like, why is this even an option? Who is this for? There's a big drum over here. I think it has change in it. No, it's pants. Kingdom of Conscience. So there's just, some of these are just for like real specific thought builds, huh? I don't know what King of Conscience, maybe that's like related to Sad Cop or something? See, dust-covered linens. Allez-vous en. Let's go in. White curtains have been drawn shut. No looking in. Well, I guess given the weird landscape of this beach area, I guess I'm glad that the pathfinding is relatively good. Getting around here is a little circuitous. The underside of the boat has been tarred. I got quick travel shacks. What? Sure. What a weird time and place for that to occur. But I appreciate it nonetheless. A trifling victory and all that. Echo says, I wonder if there's a special shirt or something that gives a bonus to homosexual underground. If there is, could you explain to me why it wouldn't be this silk robe? Asking for a friend. Dimension asks, do you know any second languages? I mean, I took, like, several years of, like, French in high school, but, like, I don't practice, like, at all. So, like, when I struggle really hard, sometimes I pass the skill check, but sometimes I take morale damage. I also took a little bit of sign language in college, but, like, basically the same thing, but to a more extreme degree. My favorite part about that class was when I used, like, my initiative as a student who works too hard and the course materials. We had, like, a segment that was supposed to be, like, apologizing and explaining for yourself. Basically, Sorry Cop, the unit. And, you know, like, most people were doing, like, standard stuff, like, oh, I'm, like, so sorry I'm late, there was traffic or something. But, like, I figured out how to say, I'm sorry that I'm late. My wife died in a helicopter accident. And I, like, really, like, my teacher, like, lost her mind. She was like, what? And I was like, yeah, that was worth it. That was worth the whole course. Like I says, there's just nothing gay about wearing a really revealing silk robe. It's not that I think the robe itself is gay. It just seems so, like, stylish in a way that feels like it appeals to the homosexual underground. $50. Let's check this bucket. Sweet. There's like $1 in there. What are these doing in the fish? Oh. Oh, it's boots. The boots of perception. That's my digi-armor. What are my current shoes? They're like composure minus savoir-faire. I don't know. Those feel like sometimes boots. Check all of these doors. I mean, I feel like I'd be pretty thorough. I'm obviously not done here yet. Lillian, the net picker. A woman in a raincoat stands on the quay, considering an overturned boat. A sword in a scabbard hangs from her hip. So she's a pirate. Ahoy, Alcadius. As a gay elf, I appreciate it. The silk robe? Or the disco nature of the homosexual underground?
Anything I can help you with?
Which I gotta say, for some reason I just constantly feel like I'm gonna get canceled for saying it. But it's like literally part of the game, so please don't cancel me. Wait, why did this change? There's multiple weird things about this. As always, I am the lawbringer is definitely not I am the law. It's functionally very similar, but it is not the same. But also, starting with as always suggests that this woman already knows me well enough to assume that I'm going to start the conversation that way, which I don't feel is true. but I mean, it's as close as I'm gonna get to saying I am the law.
You've graduated to Lawbringer now?
Well, I'm glad he called me on it, because I'm not sure what's happening.
Men with authority have their quirks. Comes with never being second-guessed about anything.
Ah, cool. She immediately dislikes me, like most women.
So what brings you here, Lawbringer?
Oh, hang on. I got yet another new thought. They are relentless. Bringing of the law. Hang on. This conversation needs to wait. Temporary research bonus. -1 rhetoric. Weird jaw. Okay. Hey, so little observation. It's all cool, man. Don't freak out. But every time you say I am the law, and you say it a lot, it's basically hello for you. Your jaw does this weird thing. It sort of shifts sideways, hanging off your face at a jaunty angle while the word law sounds oddly guttural and low. It's strange. Is this literally a reference to... What is it? Judge Dredd? What's the thing that's like this? It's like some 80s movie, right? I want to say it's like Sylvester Stallone is like, I am the law. Anyway, you wouldn't notice it, but after saying law 80,000 times, the question does come up, why do you have law jaw? Not as good as Demolition Man. I think that's true, although I'm not entirely sure I saw actually any version of Dredd. I think the original movie was Judge Dredd and the reboot was Dredd. I'm not sure I've seen either one of them all the way through. I think I've seen Demolition Man once, but that I enjoyed despite not really remembering much about it other than he was in prison for the crime of murder, death killing. I honestly can't hazard a guess what I think this will do. But like I'm almost 100% to go in on that. I am the law? Where are we, by the way? I think there's fish here?
A fishing village on the seashore.
Oh, okay.
This place doesn't really have a name. It's sometimes called Elysium.
Why is that?
The sign on the street leading here is illegible. Has been since they built this place.
That reminds me of, like, one of my favorite useless observations. There was a restaurant near where I grew up that got closed down, and I think remained closed for quite a while. And, like, not long after that happened, someone spray painted the word indelible on the building, which just feels like something you would see in, like, an indie movie. Because, like, the very act of, like, painting it onto the building is indelible in a way without, you know, just painting over it again. But, like, it wasn't, like, graffiti, and it wasn't, like, functional, like, like, avoid the power lines here. Someone just wrote the word indelible, like, right on the... It was very weird. I enjoyed it, though. I have questions. First, what is your name?
The name is Lillian. People call me Netpicker.
That's weird.
I think I have time for questions. And that was actually the second one.
Ah, crap, she's counting.
Ask her about the cool sword. Helps to break the ice.
Thanks, suggestion. Also, just generally a good tip. Nice sword. Does it come with a story?
Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of a story. It's to intimidate folks, mostly.
That's a good joke. Hey, has anyone else seen that thing that was, like, I've seen it, like, circulating on Twitter and maybe elsewhere, where, like, some woman was, like, recounting, like, a dating profile story where, like, some guy had messaged her and, I don't know, made some, like, flirtatious remark that ended with, like, what should we name our children or something? Which is, like, obviously, like, way overstepping to begin with. But, like, she was rolling with it, and she said something like, and then I told him that I had lost a bet to, like, my best friend in high school so that my firstborn needed to be named Megatron. And then he blocked me. And I'm like, what was that guy's problem? He was doing it wrong. What did he want? I don't understand. I feel like the correct response is like, let's immediately go on the date now. Set all other tasks aside. We must date now. I feel like 2 is, like, a nice, respectful way to carry on the conversation. It is imposing.
It's a regular mass-produced sword, like a shovel or an axe. Nothing fancy, just for intimidation.
Nicholas suggests maybe he's the enemy of Megatron. That could be true. He might be like a really hardcore Optimus Prime supporter, but like, I don't know, man. Like, what kind of person do you have to be that like you don't even take that as a joke? You're just like, oh man, no way. Optimus Prime all the way, immediately block that woman. Why do you need intimidation tactics? You live in an invisible fishing village.
From time to time, people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is.
Doo-doo-doo,
Back in the day,
doo-doo-doo,
I caught the
doo-doo-doo.
eyes of many men. And believe me, men need a lesson in manners from time to time.
That's true. Can I borrow that sword?
No, I'm afraid not. Tempting to confiscate the blade I used to keep these animals in check? You would put me in an early grave.
I'm still tempted to ask one, but I feel like she will not take it the right way. Like I said, she went out looking for plushies, and the few stores that sell Squishmallows had severely reduced shelf space. Oh no! I'll tell you what, normally at the grocery store near me that has a good selection of them, I feel like normally it only restocks at the start of any given season. And, like, hasn't really had a big push since Easter, which is, like, totally fine and normal, but, like, feels weird that it's been so long since I've seen new ones. They do, however, have, like, a selection of, like, owls and foxes that they've just kind of, like, set aside in a sad corner. And I'm like, they need friends. Someone buy the foxes, please. I'm just gonna move on, I guess. Where are all the men now? Did they go the same place as the cowboys? I'm unclear as to how that turned out, to be honest.
Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed. And one of them, I ended up marrying.
Hang on. Do you know where your husband is right now? Or are you part of this rash of disappearing husbands I'm starting to grow concerned about?
Gone.
Gone? Coward? I would never leave anyone. No, it's definitely 3. He disappeared? It sounds like a missing persons case. They're going around.
It absolutely does not. We are not going to look for him.
Now, hang on, Kim. I am the law, and if this man is missing, this kind sword-wielding lady needs our help.
No. There's nothing to find. He's dead. Lost to the waves.
That's bad. What happened?
Who knows? Maybe he fell over. He didn't respect the sea.
Well, that's
Went
a
out
problem.
there, drunk like a skunk, and sure enough, one day the boat was found floating empty. The bloated corpse turned up 2 weeks later. Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that it was 4 years ago, and I've moved on. There's only so much mourning you can do for a drunk with sinewy muscles.
Why do I feel like my character's being called out right now?
She really likes those muscles, though. It's in the way she pronounces sinewy.
That does not feel like that information comes from electrochemistry. Well, absolutely, okay, you should never disrespect the sea. I mean, definitely, that will always go badly for you. Okay, let's just read these all for the sake of doing it. Yeah, death is nothing. I crap on death. You should have thrown yourself in the waves after him, nods sagely. Time really is the best cure for sorrow, isn't it? This just feels like a hypocritical thing for us to say. It's healthy to let go and move on. Gotta keep the wheel spinning. I feel like I don't like any of these answers. I mean, in their own way, both 3 and 4 feel hypocritical. 2 seems insane, and 1 is... I don't know. I guess 1 is maybe the most fitting of a superstar cop.
I don't. But us working folk don't have the luxury to be bedsick with melancholy. I buried him, mourned for an appropriate amount of time, and went on. Life didn't really change that much for me and the kids.
She glances at the village where 2 little kids are playing with what look like rocks. Now hang on. Just to be clear, are those your kids? So you actually know where they are?
This is neither a touchy nor a very interesting topic for her. She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another, better, drunk. Ask her. Both of you could need some action.
I feel bad for Kim.
Do it! Hit on the widow! It's the right thing to do!
Holy crap. I just want to point out how extremely bad these modifiers are, because suggestions like, I want to say by far it's my best skill, but I've invested enough points in some seemingly random crap that that's not probably true. I mean, I'm definitely not asking this now. All I have to do is wait for 10 p.m. and then figure out where to have a picnic. And then this will be like the easiest roll of my life. I guess. Listen, I can play the field. I haven't figured out my place in this world. We'll figure it out. Like, we have time, we'll figure it out. We're not doing this now. I'm just saying. Am I looking for someone? Do we think we're gonna find the missing party girl here? What do you do around here?
Like I said, fish mostly. Sail the waves, take care of the kids, pick nets. Right now I'm tarring a little skiff.
What else?
I sell the fish to people in the Delta to serve at their fancy restaurants. Authentic Insulindian cuisine.
Exactly, Nego. Maybe we're in a bisexual tunnel. Look, we were basically born 2 days ago. We haven't figured everything out about our identity. I think we're suffering from Lawjaw, though. I think Lawjaw was involved in the case of the rural juror. Is selling fish to fancy restaurants enough to make a living?
Sometimes I also walk to the beach to see what the sea has given up. The sea is full of surprises.
Has it ever just given you a chest full of gold coins?
This is what is called a conversation. You don't have to be guarded right now.
Wow, the game really wants you to ask out this pirate lady, which I, like, don't object to, but, like, it's weird how much suggestions like, hey, maybe just, like, do it. Walking on the beach sounds quite romantic.
Oh, very. Finding pieces of glass, bits of wood. Every once in a while we get dead bodies. Human, animal, fish, other sea creatures. A mine washed ashore once.
That's troubling.
What else? Bottles, drugs also, lost cargo in general. Most of the time it's just wood and glass. Very romantic.
I mean, why wouldn't it be?
Mines. Mines. You need mines.
What is happening? A mine? The RCM could use a mine. Where is it? Drugs? I need info on this. Major narc. I mean, these all seem classically Disco Elysium in the sense that they're both very good and extremely bad things to actually say in a conversation. I'm gonna ask her about the drugs on the extremely off chance that she knows anything about the hardy girl who we presume is in charge of or closely tied to the drug trade of the region.
Don't have any. Those get cleaned out so fast even the local bums can only stand by and watch with watery mouths. Always by strangers too. Union folk don't stand this kind of stuff around here.
This is the same or a different union than the one we've been dealing with?
You could use a hit right about now. Any hit, really. Feel that itch in your hands? The stiffness in your neck? That strange restlessness in your bones?
Isn't that just a normal feeling? I feel like that's just kind of normally what bones do. Is that not right?
He's right, Bratan! You're descending and you need to climb higher! Soar on the wings of your spirit hawk! Or just do a line! Whatever, right? Not a biggie!
Is that your overturned boat?
Sure is. The sun, I call her. coated with a fresh layer of tar just yesterday. It'll take some time for it to dry, assuming the sunny days continue.
Sunny days? Catch a snowflake in your palm.
Aye. Sunny days. You got a problem with that?
No, ma'am. We have no quarrel with sunny days.
Speak for yourself, Kim.
Good. It would have been bad news had it turned out it wasn't a sunny day. Bad news for the skiff, bad news for the nets, bad news for the kids.
There's a moment's silence. She looks at the slushy snow melt on the yellow belly of the boat.
When you think the boat will be ready?
In time, when the sea turns and the winds settle, she will be ready.
Waves wash the sand. A skiff moves across the mirror-smooth sea, far away from here. A lone passenger, a fast sloop in the distance. White sails.
I'm looking for someone. Maybe you can help?
Let's see. Who are you looking for?
Well, that's right. I am looking for cryptozoologists who would probably be roughly in this area.
I don't think I know what these are. Care to elaborate?
People who look for animals that mainstream scientists deny exist.
Aha! Like snowmen.
Snowmen? I haven't heard about those.
Two odd guys have been wandering around here, nose in sand, talking nonsense about snowmen and the like.
The like?
Right. Not only snowmen, also green men, monkey men, burning rhinos. You get the picture.
I do. Where did they go?
Don't really know. Further down the peninsula, I guess. I mean, that's where they were heading. Who else are you looking for besides snowmen?
Apparently someone later, but not now.
Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
I'll see you later when I have the skills to pay the bills. Let me look at this orb real quick. This boat is floating freely in the water, unmoored. Ooh, right, there's a box here. Another 70 cents. Another orb of some description. Oh, hang on, I'm having an orange thought. Planks creak beneath your weight. The ladder leads to a school of fish swimming in the kelp. Is that how they get to school, is on the ladder? It's true, I still have not asked about more cryptids. That's true. Orb? It's locked tight. It has like a go inside mark, but I assume that that's not... Can't see into the house from this angle. Did she get mad at me for trying to go into her house? I'm not sure I speak the same language as you.
Welcome to the fishing village. Please lean in closer. I have cataracts.
Lean forward.
Oh, welcome, police officer. We don't cause any trouble around here. And we don't want any trouble either.
I'm gonna be honest, I really thought she was gonna have a nasty reaction to looking at, this face.
We are not here to cause any trouble, madame.
Trouble? Say the second thing, Bratan. Shows you got style.
Necktie's like really up in my business about this peninsula. I mean, honestly, despite the fact that I feel like the game interprets 2 as being like superstar cop, but like I kind of feel that as a sort of vigilante, that I don't think of myself as causing trouble, that I like find trouble that the system won't address, and then I apply force. I feel like I believe that I am the cure for trouble.
Oh, of course. Last time we saw you around here was 12 years ago. You also came to take care of trouble then. Wish you did. But still, in Martinez, you're considered an ill omen.
That's a really ominous and confusing statement. I've been here before?
No, not you personally. I meant the RCM. Some of the men got into a fight. One of them killed another, locked himself in that woodshed over there.
It's the building behind her.
He was brooding, needed some help opening the door. You got it open for him and took him to think about what he'd done in a more secluded place, somewhere more quiet.
What kind of ill omen do you believe me to be?
Oh, the usual. Dark tidings. Black hound.
It feels like she's not taking it seriously.
That's you, all right. A black hound licking your own heels.
I think I am an ill omen, because I am the terror that flaps in the night.
You're not. No one around here considers us an ill omen. People would have told us.
People would have told us. Like he says the other thing. If I say that if I say like, why wouldn't anyone have told us? Does he just do the opposite?
Maybe they are afraid.
Why would that be?
Because you're an ill omen. But you're still welcome here. As long as men with guns aren't chasing you. And maybe even then. Because that's the kind of fishing village we've built.
Like intentionally? That doesn't sound like amazing.
I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park the motor carriage. And not a lot of houses. Or a lot of people. My kids are long gone. Searching for treasure. So are others.
Hold on, are you saying that you don't know where your kids are either, lady?
Ah, look at me ramble on. What brings you to us?
Where could someone stay around here? Can I stay in the scary red chair house?
Stay? Most people here are trying to leave. That said, if lodgings is what you're looking for, I've got a free room in the shack.
How much is it?
I won't charge you for it. Take it as a gesture of goodwill from the village to the RCM.
There's this guy guard who makes me give him money every night so I don't die out in the cold. Is this literal? Like if I just say okay, she'll just give me the keys to her house? For real?
No one is using it, and God knows it's not much anyway. You can stay there.
I can't think of, like, a reason why my character would be, like, morally opposed to this. I don't know that I'm the type of cop who's, like, deliberately trying to exploit people, which seems to be an option to me. But, like, I'm a hobo cop in need of some help, and this kind lady is being nice about it. And I would like to not have to accumulate $20 every single day just to survive. That would make me very happy. Which feels like a tiebreaker even if I was on the fence about it. Deal, lady.
Don't make an old woman regret opening her house to the police.
Uh-oh.
Well, if you are not in the hostel in the morning, I'll know where to find you. Here, in a shack.
I'm genuinely surprised he doesn't sound more annoyed or disappointed by that.
He's a little relieved you're no longer in that room.
Same, brother.
Should he? This environment encourages one thing, and one thing only. Drinking.
It's early enough in the day that I could pass a volition check. God, that stat is annoying.
Finally, you have those lame-os of Martinez off your back, Bratan. This looks like a great place to bring chicks.
Oh, no. What's in the village?
Just us. It's barely a village anymore. We almost don't exist.
It's weird that there seems to be a whole plot thread, as though people are going to forget this town exists, and so it will cease to exist or something. You can save money for a CD player for your karaoke. I mean, I think what you're proposing is that I buy some really nice shoes, right? No, wait, the pedestal holding up the shoes is like, a definitely broken speaker, isn't it?
This is pretty much a non-place. A gap, a blank spot on the map, just a cluster of nameless shacks on a nameless street.
Nah, every place is someplace. What's this place?
Over there, you can find more of the same.
Oh.
Shacks and trees growing wild. That's the pox.
Between here and Jamrock, a dusty sea of old trees, all covered in industrial soot. Small houses under them, an overgrown park.
I feel like I've heard that name, but I was also basically born 2 days ago. Elaborate.
An old military hospital and its surroundings. Or it used to be, during the time of the suzerain. After the war, it was turned into a goodwill hospital for shell-shock veterans and folks looking for some quiet in the old sanatorium gardens.
Personalities told you can find something in the pawn shop. I don't know what thing you're referring to. There's definitely stuff at the pawn shop, but some of it is like a really expensive light fixture. Or like a shelf filled with action figures that I'm like too uninteresting to determine any value from. Speakers don't play music after all. They sort of do, in conjunction with other stuff. But like, I don't know, I guess I was just assuming, like, I probably need to sing karaoke at the Whirling and Regs. Do they not have their own sound system? It feels like that, well, now that I'm actually thinking about it out loud, is like 100% in character for me to attempt to sing karaoke at a place that's not fitted for that. But, like, they have a microphone, and I feel like even the Hardy Boys made some reference to it. Do they not have a sound system?
Now the area is crisscrossed with nameless streets and makeshift cinder block houses, shacks as far as the eye can see.
What happened to the
The
hospital?
goodwill ran out. The staff left and the place was shut down. It's long gone by now.
Who else lives here?
Well, there's Lillian and her kids. A few new folks live in the house to the east, but they're away right now. And then there's the drunks. Not a pretty sight, but there's little we can do about it. Home is home, even for them.
I met Lillian already.
Lillian is tough. Tougher than the men here, at least. If it wasn't for her and the kids, this place wouldn't have a spark of life left.
I have not yet seen any drunks.
Sooner or later, you'll see for yourself.
Ah, a mirror.
Don't have to look long to find these guys.
Is there a way to make money around here? I need to buy books and maybe some magnesium.
Here, for you, no officer. The only money we have here is some coins the drunks tried hiding from their women and then forgot about.
Moving on.
She nods, rinsing another piece of cloth.
What's further down the coast?
Not much. There's the abandoned church, the DeLorean Church of Humanity. It's been there since before my time, even.
Great Scott, a DeLorean church? You're telling me you made a time machine out of the DeLorean Church of Humanity?
Some things just don't fly, officer. Look around. Who'd go to church here? They built it 300 years ago. Must have been nicer then.
Good chance of that, probably.
So, they don't hold services there anymore? The Ecclesiastes?
No, we've tried, but things just keep happening. Crime, accidents, other things. The place never stays open. It's a pity. It used to be such a nice church.
300 years ago, when you were still alive?
She's not telling you all she knows. Keep her talking.
So I'm guessing that passing this check is just the gateway to get more information. Because, like, literally just being like, I think you could tell me more is, like, not... Like, sometimes it feels like these checks come up and it's maybe directing me to an existing option that will have more success. And sometimes, like in this case, I feel like this option merely wouldn't exist if I didn't pass this check. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe even those other times, like, they only appeared because I passed the check. What else is going on?
Well, there's that music. Music from across the sea. Huh. It started a few days ago, and now it's blasting, even through the night.
My immediate sense is that might be the cryptozoologists.
And now, suspicious-looking people are sneaking around the church. I don't like that.
Perhaps the mysterious music is somehow connected to the case. A Rusalka or a half-demonic Apsara singing.
What else is on down the coast?
Before you get to the church, there's some ruins, an apartment complex, or some kind of electrical plant.
Those are very different things.
Bunch of houses, empty.
Those are very different things. Is it an apartment or an electrical plant?
I don't know exactly. A pre-war place. It used to be something. Before the war. I wasn't here then, you know. Was born in Samara.
Then how do you know that the church was nice 300 years ago? Anything else of note?
Of note? The old fish market up on the boardwalk. But it's closed.
Who'd want to come to a fish market here? Rude.
No one. That's why it's closed. It was once a bustling place, back when I was young, and so was everyone else.
Are you saying that your presence has made everyone older over time? Perhaps we need to investigate.
Now, what catch we do bring in goes straight into a lorry for the Delta or somewhere else.
That's it? There's gotta be more along the coast.
What? You're one of those real estate people with big plans?
No.
If you want a development opportunity, you can check out the abandoned building over at Land's End. Used to be a supply depot, we think, sending goods and ammo across the bay. It's jammed shut though. We tried to get in, see if there was anything to sell or scavenge, but it's impossible.
Impossible? Or waiting for a man with a pry bar and a physical instrument skill of like 5 or something.
And now you know everything there is to know about this coast.
Tell me about yourself.
Me? No one. Just an old washerwoman. Mother called me Isabel, if that's what you're asking. And my married name is Sadie. Now it's your turn, Mr.
I'll say this. I am not convinced that we are far enough along on our journey that we are accepting the name Harry. Like, multiple aspects of my personality resisted it in the one conversation where someone was like, "Nah, I'm afraid your name is Harry Dubois." They were like, "Nah, I'm pretty sure that's wrong. That does not sound like the collective that is us." It amuses me to say that I lost my name. It sounds very, like, ominous and interesting. But it also amuses me that if I just declare that I am, in fact, Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau, I'm not sure what the psi is. I don't know what that is. Is that presupposing that Kim will be upset that I'm saying that? Is that I've somehow reached a point in my journey where even my character regrets this? I think I'm just desperate to understand more than anything.
Your parents must have had big plans for you. Wonder if you measured up.
No, I did not. I'm leaving. Okay, I'll be honest. I did not commit to memory all the various things that she talked about. So someone lives here. Wait, which one of these is my house? Oh, hang on, there's an orb? Street sign is illegible below the graffito. Hard to see the details, the colors, all warm and welcoming, are cozy though. Oh, look at the orb. Flower trough where nothing really grows. Maybe in spring. Oh, there's children here. It feels safe and warm in here, not like outside. Is this home? No, just a child here. Industrial coal pellets burn with an orange glow. Let me steal money out of this bird? No, hang on. It is a ruffed grouse taxidermy. Is that literally just taking the whole bird off the ceiling?
Hello, mister.
I think Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau would be the perfect baby name. Much better than Megatron. Is anyone gonna get mad at me for taking the whole bird? That just seems like a rude thing to do. It's like displayed prominently. A young girl, barely 4 or 5 years old, sits on the sofa and she's looking at you with frank
She
curiosity.
clutches a small stuffed animal. Occasionally, she twirls it around.
Are you Lily Ann's daughter?
Yes, I am. Little Lily. You know my mom?
Oh my god, this child is very cute. Yes, we met earlier.
That's nice. My mom is great. She's never angry or anything.
Everything about that is charming. My mom is great. She's never angry or anything. What's that bird? Can I have it?
It's a grouse.
You might be able to get on Gart's good side if you replace the broken skewer you almost certainly broke.
Oh. Oh, look at you, suggestion. Can I have it? I know a guy who could really use a stuffed bird.
Sure, just go and get it. I don't like it anyway. It looks angry.
Cool. Okay. What are you holding?
It's Lammy. He's my friend. Sort of. Like...
She holds up the fuzzy beast to demonstrate.
Lamby is a stuffed lamb that, admittedly, has seen better days. One of the eye buttons is missing, and the fur is tattered in several parts.
I am pleased to meet you, Lammy.
Lammy usually doesn't like strangers. But you're also fuzzy, like Lammy.
Thanks, I think.
Bye!
Must protect this child at all costs. Alright, I'm gonna take this. She said I could. Her mom may not like that I've done that later. Let's agree not to talk about it. Hello, children.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone. He can't be more than 5 years old. The other one looks indistinguishable from him.
Oh no.
He watches his brother kick the stone with his tongue lolling out of his mouth.
I'm seeing double. 4 Lily Ann's other twins. You must be Lily Ann's twins.
This one doesn't say anything, kicking the concrete with his worn-out sneaker.
Lily's our mum.
Well, I only have 2 route options, and one of them ends the conversation. I already said that.
The stone kicker laughs suddenly. His head is too large for his shoulders.
Did it inflate since I last looked at him?
The other one laughs as well.
Okay.
Maybe there's some kind of reason why they're laughing. An interesting reason, somehow tied to the case.
Why are you laughing? It's of dire importance to the case I'm currently investigating.
The boy stops laughing and looks at his toes. Oh, okay. So now he's shy. Now he's not talking. Just wobbling around like he's afraid of something.
Still not sure I understand what Half-Light does, but that might be because I've, like, debuffed the stat by wearing pants or something, and thus haven't gotten a lot of checks. My interact with children sense tells me that children would think that this is a funny thing to say to twins. They would laugh at me for seeming silly, and then they would get to talk about how they're identical twins.
The stone-kicking one becomes frantic all of a sudden, as if that's something to be scared of. The obvious fact that you just stated.
That's not the reaction I expected.
He looks just like me.
Yeah, I said that.
The boy doesn't answer. His brother throws another rock. Both of their hair is covered in some kind of dirt. The rock kicker was just being shy, but now he's enthusiastic again.
This is a really confusing conversation that feels like borderline horror movie setup.
You're bad with kids.
Alright, listen. I feel like that's an unfair characterization because as far as I know, I don't have the ability to put skill points in that. But I'm just gonna let that slide because my hope is that by saying this, Kim will engage with the children in a way that is effective and endearing. Pleased to observe the results of this theory.
Maybe I am. Now, how about some actual police work? We are not getting anything here.
It's so rude. Is little Lily your sister? Point to house?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
That's it? You're being laconic about it?
It doesn't look like he knows what that means.
Okay, that's fine. Oh, I haven't been on this side of this thing.
Picture an egg.
Some money. Now this money can go to, like, straight to books and drugs. My life is in shambles. Construction material. Whoever planned to build this house left in a hurry. Ooh. Magnesium and 45 cents. Just to be clear, I don't know how clear this is to you, the observer of this live stream. My entire plan for today was to wander across the bridge and pick up as much loose change as I could. Man, oh. That's not even what I clicked, I don't think, but, like, that's just a free bottle. Nah, it is. It just, I reached through a solid wall of concrete to grab that. That's fine, I guess. Nico says your interaction with those children felt like my interactions with children. I distinctly remember a time when I was in high school where one of my close friends had, like, a younger special needs sister, and, like, I hadn't interacted with her much, and then, like, I kind of tried to engage on a kid's level, and then, like, even though she seemed happy with that interaction, my friend's family mocked me, like, mercilessly for it. I'm like, I genuinely don't understand. I was trying to be nice to your daughter. I don't know what I did wrong. Oh, hang on, I'm having a purple
You
thought?
stop mid-step and put your hand on the garish necktie.
Seems like a normal thing to do.
That bottle, Bratan! Just look at that bottle!
I don't feel like I'm inclined to care about this, but, like, I'll humor you for a second. Okay, cool. What now?
Oh, I think this is about so much more than cool. Please go talk to him. See what it's about. I'm drawn to it.
Alright. Don't call me Abigail, grumbles an unshaven man with a ruddy nose. He narrows his eyes at you, as if in recognition, then turns his head away.
The noxious odor emanating from the drunken man is strong and familiar.
Don't you call her. Yeah. Don't call Abigail.
I am the law.
You really don't have to. Besides, he won't understand you anyway.
If there's one thing this man will understand, it's the fact that I am the law. Listen, Kim, get on board or get out of the way.
Abigail. Oh, Abigail.
He mutters while trying to brush something off his extremely dirty trousers. His movements are slow and awkward. Who is Abigail?
Abigail. Don't you fucking call Abigail.
He draws out a disgusting snort, then mumbles, waving a finger in your general direction.
Is his wife or girlfriend? Chances are she's gone. Calling her wouldn't make it any better or worse. Never thought you'd see such a thing in your life. But this guy's a little too drunk.
What? Why should I not call Abigail?
He snorts and beckons you to lean in closer.
I can't imagine how this could go poorly.
Don't call Abigail. Don't call Abigail.
He waves his hand as if shooing you away. So this man is just drunk Hodor, right? What's your name?
Don't call Abigail.
As move around erratically, the look at him hazy and unfocused. What is this place?
The man hiccups, then mumbles something unintelligible.
Please answer my questions. I'm doing my job as I am the law.
There's no use in yelling at drunks. He's barely holding it together.
The drunk man starts coughing, a really disgusting, hacking cough. He does not sound well at all.
Already come this far. Tell me about the other people here.
Don't you fucking call her! Hear me? Abigail? Don't call.
Why? Why did I get experience for that? Why did that happen?
There was little chance he'd be a reliable witness anyway.
That's not even my concern at this point. Alright. Hello?
Hey, tequila!
A 30-something man clad in a two-piece lycra... That's not how you spell lycra, right? Man, I don't know. Tracksuit puts down his pilsner and extends his hand in greeting.
Good to see you. How's business? How's the whole reality situation treating you?
Shake his hand. I am the law, and I'm fine playing friendly until I have reason to apply physical violence.
So what's happening?
He picks up his beer. Wait, tequila?
Yeah, tequila sunset. How are the, high-concept, reality-based adventures proceeding?
Oh no, this man is so drunk he became, like, the mouthpiece for the game developers.
Good. These people know your true name. Looks like it has preceded you, Mr. Sunset. More on that later.
Great, more on that later.
I like this guy. You should too. He respects you by calling you your true name.
I was sort of on the fence until I got to the last part of option 4. I have re-entered reality to conquer it, to bend it to my will. I am the law. These are all, like, reasonably good, though. Not too hot, I'm on a 50-year losing streak. Yeah, I'm on my way, I feel that. Reality, it makes me aggressively sad. Definitely a mood. Don't know, people tell me I'm a cop, I'm getting used to that. But, as we all know, I am the law.
That's the spirit. I used to shape reality into my image a long time ago. Those days are over now.
He looks at his jacket with a grim expression. I got a Lawbringer achievement, by the way.
Sadly, things aren't going that well in Idiot Doom's Spiral Land. Haven't found those keys yet, haven't won that great piece of ass back. No word from my business buddies.
Is it the notion that this man is also playing this game and somehow doing worse than me?
This guy's your buddy. You feel it immediately. You belong to an organization, a fraternity of drunks.
Hey, what is a tequila sunset? I've latched onto it. Is it me? Am I that?
It's you. You're Tequila Sunset.
How do you know this?
We've met before. Don't you remember?
I'm afraid not. I had a head ouch.
I don't think you're ready for that grade of reality yet. It'd be ill-advised for me to tell you. You gotta go do the intro yourself. Come back when you've been to the motor carriage. Tequila.
But I have been to the motor carriage. I even read the hologram on my clipboard thing. What do you do here?
We are saving the world.
Please. Please don't go. Don't go.
Okay, we're drinking. We're drinking alcohol. That's what we're doing. I tried to save the world once, a long time ago, with enterprise, creativity, and willpower. But that didn't work out. So now, it's a pirate's life for me.
Yar har. Infidel DD. Demolition asks, okay, Vasco, favorite drinks? Well, as someone who does not drink alcohol, I don't imagine I'm going to give, like, a particularly interesting or exciting answer to that. I mostly drink water. As you are probably aware as a longtime viewer of the stream. 100% juice apple. legally distinct from apple juice in some way that I'm unclear on. When I'm feeling really indulgent, I have a Coca-Cola Classic. So, does that answer your question? I remember I once tried a mint soda at a fancy Italian restaurant in upstate California. It wasn't good. It was like drinking really wet toothpaste. There's the fun anecdote that maybe you saw it. That's a reasonable point, Anime. I suppose I probably do have my own motor carriage. I should go.
You too, Tequila Sunset.
Okay, bye. Sounds not delicious. I mean, it definitely turned out to be not delicious, Castleard. I don't know. It sounded interesting in theory, because it was a mint soda. Where will you ever try a mint soda again? I could have tried, like, cherry soda, but you could get a cherry soda. Where are you going to get a mint soda? It wasn't good, though.
Good to see you, friend. Do I have deals set up for you, buddy boy?
He spreads his arms as if wanting to embrace you. And yet none of these options are to just randomly hug the stranger. Good to see you too, buddy.
So what do you want? I got smokes. They're cheap. Very cheap. I got Pilsner. Great deal. You won't get a better deal on that piss. Spirits I can let go for 300 real. I also have speed. And by speed, I mean amphetamine.
Oh, well, thank you for clarifying.
See? There it is, Bratushka! The spirit! Let's buy the spirit! 300 real is a lot, but this has to be done! It's our end game!
Hey, Neko, you know how you said that the Thai never spoke to you? I feel like you win that divide? I don't even know how to put it. I feel like you're better off not even from the necktie. Now, I said that not actually looking at these options. What if I don't want to listen to my necktie anymore?
Snap out of it, Bratan! This is no time for melancholy introspection! It's time to buy that spirit!
This is another stupid drunk idea I'm having that I'm attributing to the necktie.
Bratan, you don't understand! It's not just another drink! This is what our relationship has been building towards all these years! This is the climax, the mystery, the virginal sigh!
You're definitely not making a stronger case by continuing to speak.
You have to buy it from him! Get it off him! Kill him if you have to!
Oh my god.
Our ultimate fate depends on it, and the fate of many worlds.
The lieutenant looks at you, looking at the bottle of spirits, then at Rosemary, suspiciously.
I would like to not be a part of this conversation anymore.
In the civilized world, it's a custom to tip the shopkeep, friend. But come back anyway.
That's, like, extremely not true. Oh, hang on. There's some loose change over here that these homeless people have somehow missed. So this is back where I came from. I don't think I can, like, go through the fence around here or anything. Oh, hold on. I was briefly having a red thought. Can I bring that back?
A drop in temperature, an easy flow of air, an empty street. Before you, a thoroughfare unjammed with lorries. No more drivers smoking on hitch steps. Just silence.
What did the smoke smell like, weird narrator who lives in my brain?
Chemically sweetened. Across the road, a forgotten bus stop. Corrosion has opened a hole in its roof. An elm tree watches over the building. Its branches are dripping with rain and snow. The road is smooth and motley, craters filled with a black asphalt. The asphalt, first laid, is grey already. A row of tenements are under construction in the distance.
Who are the people who live across the road?
A tub warm with water, white with soap. A man bathes while radio waves transmit the lottery numbers. 4, 18, 21, 4, 1. A modern washing machine rattles a drawer full of silverware.
Am I on the carousel of progress right now?
His boyfriend is on his way home. He brings tins of meat and vegetables with him. Their pockets are heavier with money, but only slightly.
Are they part of the homosexual underground? Tell me about the bus stop.
Number 312D. Young girls used to come here, huddled up, hoping for more warmth than their thin coats give them. The bus took them to school. It has not run for 8 years. There were not enough girls to sustain its cost.
It's a really ominous statement. Tell me about the road.
Craters pocked the surface. Children played in them until heavy trucks full of black pitch rolled in. The landowners have filled the craters with money. It is a vital artery of the flow of trade. There's one bump on the road. A dead dog lies flat about 200 paces away, right at the turn.
Woof. Not intended, I apologize. Dead dog?
Tragedy comes from the wheels of a fast RCM vehicle hurrying to work. The cold washes over you. The sound of the sea has grown distant.
Did I just have a vague memory of killing a dog on my way to work? I'm done, I guess.
The wind moves the aerosol. A detective stands behind the boom barrier. A breeze moves a curl of his hair.
Let me see something. I'm getting kind of close to a level up after like a whole day of exploring and looking at orbs. I would like to confirm. Oh, hang on, new orb. Inside here, the cozy sound of some kind of heater sputter. Is this my new home?
The door has seen better days. The layer of paint has started to peel off due to the salt and wind from the sea. Even the lock looks slightly rusted.
It says, if you're hearing the sea, I doubt you ran over a dog. You probably ran over a fish. Is that better?
I'll wait outside to give you some time and privacy to check out your new living arrangement. But just so you know, after we are done with the day, I'll still be staying in the whirling rags for the night. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
That's totally fine. I just want to stop losing $20 per day when I could learn how to become the man from Hyemdall.
The key turns with a satisfying click. You can enter the shack now.
Boop. Drop a save. Finish saving over my old ones yet. Although I'm close. Boop. Oh, there is some manner of things in here. Is this... Oh, I have a logic jacket. That seems of little use to me. I have some orbs. See the waves, the sea, a church. Old science fiction magazines about birdwatching. An almanac from 39. Floorboards creak under your step. This intricate heat engine hums quietly, giving out pleasant warmth.
A brisk coastal wind still howls against the window of the shack. Occasionally, the waves crawl in under the foundation, producing a low hum.
That sounds very bad. Let's listen to it.
The room feels muffled, like you pulled your hat over your ears. Outside, it is cold and windy, but you're inside, and it feels safe and warm.
By the way, she made it sound as though this was an extra room, as opposed to, like, an entire house, for sure, when you compare it to, like, Lillian's family.
What is this place to you?
Where'd the spooky voice come from? Looks like this is my new home. I wonder where the old one went.
Westward, across the canal, towers the whirling in rags. Door number 1 on the second floor is locked. Behind it lies a trashed room. 1 floor below, behind a counter, stands an irritable man. In a small shack in the fishing village, a baroque heater hums quietly, emanating a sense of comforting warmth. A wash basin lies on the table, the water inside reflecting the somber face of the world. Far away, on the corner of Petition and the Main, a nondescript building, obscured in a haze. It's vacant and lost, just like its tenant.
What? What are these options? Thank you, strange sensation, for a fair assessment of the current situation. Or, no wait, I changed my mind and want to choose again. I don't know what I expect any of that to mean. So if I say thank you, then we treat this as my current home, and the whirling in rags is not my home. And I think regardless, I can't treat the vague description of what sounds like my actual house as my home. I don't really like the whirling in rags. It's kind of mean there. Thanks for a fair assessment of the current situation.
Outside, the howl of the wind has picked up. The waves crash against the stilts again. It's as if you think the thought, but in someone else's voice.
Is it a spooky disembodied woman?
Look under the floorboards.
It is. Okay.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it,
Huh.
adorned with the expression.
What is this, like, conceptual encyclopedia? Encyclopedia is the thing I need to locate the source of the expression. I was actually going to ask if, like, moving here and never going back to that room would make it impossible to do these checks, but, like, does not appear to be the case. Wait, are there more things I can do with the cockatoo book? Why is that? Hold on. Leave that for now. Check inventory. I changed here? Oh, I got a postcard. And a grouse. Interact with cockatoo book?
A cockatoo is a parrot with an erect... This book talks about the delicate nature of twos,
Oh, no.
as well as...
I know. It's remembering that there was, like, I could steal the book. I don't know why those... It would literally be impossible for me to do that. I don't know why that doesn't clear from the, like, list, the to-do list. That seems weird to me. Well, whatever, that's fine. Just plate of something.
On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand mirror. A straight razor soaks inside the wash basin.
Oh, dear. Huh. Oh, no. That seems like a mistake. I bet I have some article of clothing that could improve that check. Is shaving the right call?
The water reflects back a vague image of your face. Nose bulbous and red. Hair unkempt. Wrinkles lining the eyes and forehead. The stash is gigantic. You'll be looking like a pansy without the chops. A fucking pansy.
Oh, I kind of agree, physical instrument.
A fresh start looms ahead. Clean yourself up and be born anew.
Let's maybe think about this. I should suggest I should take my time in here as if there was a ton to do. There wasn't, like, an insignificant number of things, but I feel like I have done the things. I assume clicking on the bed is just like, do you want to go to bed?
The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest.
No time to rest. Yeah, I don't think I can check under it. At least not yet. I don't know. I have to go around this way if I want to continue up the coast. Oh, there's an orb. Go find it, please. I bet Kim's like really upset that we've spent. I guess it hasn't been that long yet. It feels like it should be longer in game time. Looking back at you from the rust-colored water. You! Just so happens I am rust-colored as well. Perfect weather. Hang on. Rust-eaten letters read, Mazoot. I mean, before it was snowing, right? Is this an improvement for the woman who wants her boat to dry? Probably not. The rear tire of a motor carriage adorns these reeds. I'm sure that's fine. Hang on. You should come back here when it snows. I kind of thought that the weather reacted to, like, me being there. Is that not the case? Why is quick travel suddenly a thing? I have questions. Oh, hang on. Kick drum pulse. The music is coming from somewhere on the ice. With holes. Could the post inside treasure? Treasure? This nose a fed. I could. Oh, hang on. There's like a lot of these. 90 cents. 65 cents. 25 cents. A magnesium. Somehow every time I come to a new place, I feel like I get a ton of medicine, and then like 20 minutes later, I've upset all the local children and have used all the medicine. Now you can fast travel with map travel. $2.60 is kind of a lot of cents. Is this over here? Will you pathfind your way over there? Oh, hang on. Nope, that's also... I don't know if I go up there, there's some change. I feel like it's a pretty succinct summary of my experience with the game, at least. Feel the shadow of a very large building fall on you. Assuming this is the church. Dusty pews in the shadows, many seem to be missing. Sign reads, St. Brun, 1147. I knew I was close. Alright, hang on. I got a new skill point, and I made a promise to chat, and I intend to keep it. Unlock. Confirm. I really feel like it should be Lawjaw. I really feel like it should be Lawjaw. I am the law. It's like one of the most fundamental aspects of my character is that I am the law. Okay, Demolition, can you set me a poll? Duration, I don't know, like five minutes? This is probably excessive. Dealer's choice. The choices are Magnesium, Underground, Law. Perhaps I could forget another thing. Well, here's the problem with that, Neko. Not only do, like, most of these are pretty important. I don't actually remember what this is doing for me. Not a lot. In order to forget, you have to spend a skill point. So, like, it's not great to do that unless you already have, like, the maximum number of slots used up. The only reason I specifically spent the point to get rid of communism is because it was, like, actively downgrading a stat that I wanted, while also taking up a slot. Magnesium, Underground, or Law are essentially our three choices. Wow, this ladder seems very safe to ascend the building with. 54 cents. Ultra shrouded and dark or something, I don't know. Okay, good. It doesn't seem like I can climb the ladder, because I think I would die. Just a lot over on this peninsula. A dead phone. A smashed receiver, like someone's hung up too hard. Have an answer. Hang on. Hasn't been up that long. Someone must have worked hard to smash the plastic dome. Why do I get the ominous sensation that I've been here before? What's the opposite of jamais vu? Fourth option should have been to abstain. I feel like that's just being in chat most of the time. Buzz, hum, the electricity something. Can't carry on a conversation and look at
Someone
orbs.
has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad.
Take a look at it.
It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you.
Why not?
It's a guano-encrusted jacket, and you're already carrying around enough as it is.
Don't tell me when I'm carrying enough around as it is. We've essentially run out of time on the boat, so, I guess we'll start with the underground. Thank you, Neko. I was teasing a little bit, but, yes, the opposite of jamais vu is déjà vu, which I really only know because the game positions them as opposite in the explanation for jamais vu. A thing I've never heard of before, but makes enough sense. Internalize the underground. Become one with the disco. Small quantity of money and some recyclables. Another orb. Makeshift roof. Vagrants have tried to make the boardwalk habitable. I really want to take that article of clothing, but I know it's gonna, like, punch me in the head. Literally or figuratively, it doesn't matter. Coin-operated weighing machine. Hasn't been used for a decade. It's a really specific analysis at a glance. That's fine, Dago. It's totally fine not to know if I was being literal. Thank you. Vagrants have recently painted the tarp red. See, tarp, not tarpaulin. Water drips from it. Oh, hang on. +2 encyclopedia, -1 perception for Mega Beano's prescription lenses. It kind of feels like that's an actual person I might meet. Now, okay. Here's a question I have. So, when you put a skill point in a skill, you automatically unlock all white checks of that skill type. When you put on a new article of clothing that increases a skill in a temporary fashion, I assume, for reasons I can't really articulate, that will not unlock the skill checks? Presumably because I'm not spending a resource to do it, probably? But, like, I could maybe put these on and figure out what to call that expression my face is making. This will not unlock skill checks. Okay. Just making sure. That seems to make sense. Just wanted to be clear on it. Ooh, more bottles. Really want whatever this article of clothing is. I don't necessarily intend to save scum. I don't have a name for this. Don't know where it's been. It was a lot of... I'm pretty sure I just checked this, and I remember it being encyclopedia largely because that was really confusing to me and not what I expected. Oh no, I have to check the map for this. That's why I'm getting confused. Not this. Higher up? This is not a good use of my time. But I'm stubborn and pedantic. Mirror, encyclopedia. This one. Bart was fixing a stuffed bird. He found another stuffed bird. Not the same one, but not broken either. Take it to him. Perhaps he can hang it up on the wall. I wonder exactly what that'll do. Maybe if you do that, he charges you less or something? Oh, I like this question. Chrono says, in the beginning, you felt like all the characters were awful. As we are now on the third day, do you feel as though that's gotten any better? I do. I wouldn't, well, We've definitely met a few characters that I genuinely find, like, interesting enough that I would say that, like, I am more interested than not in them. There's obviously some NPCs who are kind of neutral. But, like, you know, Lillian and her weird collective of children, I'm a fan of them. I like Everett, even though he's an obvious villain. The same is true for, Joyce, although I like Joyce more as a person. Everett's sort of amusing in that he's, like, hyperbolically awful. But just, like, generally speaking, a much lower percentage of characters I've interacted with on days 2 and 3 thus far are, like, there's just, like, way less open racism. And, like, things of that nature that are just, like, immediately and intensely, like, grating and uncomfortable. And if those things were presented in a way where I felt like there was, like, an immediate purpose or value to them, it might not bother me so much. But, like, Kuno seems like he's there just to make me upset. And, like, stuff like that, it's just not, like, a great experience, in my opinion. But the short version of that is, like, yeah, I would say it has improved. It further calls into question to me why... Just, like, I don't... Like, a game like this feels like it is taking a strong enough political stance that I totally understand it having some really, really unpleasant characters. What I don't understand is why some of the absolute worst characters I've ever seen in fiction are, like, among the first 10 characters you're likely to meet in this game. Like, that's really off-putting to me. Something is wrong here. I'm gonna take this filthy jacket. It didn't cause me any sort of mental or physical distress. The filthy rag has been at the mercy of the elements for some time. It's streaked with seagull crap and abnormally stiff from... I just don't want to think about it. You can't even tell what brand it is. Okay, now when I interact with the jacket, then my resolve will be tested.
As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound.
How did this jacket get so nasty?
It's a sordid, filthy tale, not for the weak. Are you sure you can stomach it? Some secrets are better left uncovered. Don't even try. Seriously.
I don't know why composure would say that. Composure does not feel like the aspect of my existence that I would expect to have this observation. Better than Komeiji. Wait, are you trying to argue that Komeiji is worse than, like, Kuno and Measurehead? Is that a sincere argument, Castleard? Because as much as I dislike Komeiji, I think that's a tough case to argue. I'm cursed with curiosity. it doesn't do me any good to legitimately think about it, but the very fact that the game offers me this option kind of makes me want to do it, even though I know full well that I'm going to take, like, psychological damage from this. If you care to, Castle, I would really love for you to elaborate on that, on why, on how you think Komeiji is worse than those characters. Honestly, after the second Somnium Files game, I kind of feel like everyone other than Amame is the villain, frankly. That's my takeaway from that game. I was recently musing about that game and realized that, like, one of the things that I find so upsetting about it is that, like, that game does everything possible to try and, like, dunk on my favorite character from the first game, who, like, then gets this really interesting story in the second game, and, like, they just do everything possible to try and make it seem like everything is her fault, instead of exploring, like, how interesting that story actually is. So, like, if I could attribute that to Komeiji, which he's, like, sort of tied into it, but definitely not responsible, then I might agree with you, but, like, that really bugs me about Nirvana Initiative. Because, like, I think if you had told me in abstract, going into, like, Somnium Files Nirvana Initiative, that, like, you won't believe this, but the mermaid from the Mermaid Cafe plays, like, a really central role in some of the things that happen in this game. And it's morally really interesting. I'd be like, that sounds like an incredible game. And then I would go on to play it for, like, 40 hours and be like, oh, no. Why? Also, hi, Critchwitch. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well on this Friday. Hey, I'll ask you, Critchwitch, because you just showed up. I just picked up a really disgusting, crusty jacket that I found on an abandoned pier. I'm trying to decide if I want to figure out how it got that way. Do I want to think about how this jacket got gross, or just let that one go? Because I'm on the fence here. This is like a 42%er. That's not true. A 42%er, there's only one way about it, and that's the whole thing. You let that go? That's fair. Let's not think about it.
The less you think about the jacket, the better.
No, I have it on good authority. I should probably let that go. And frankly, that's probably true. Let me put that away. Oh, but that's the whole thing. So maybe at some point I decide I want to look at that. We won't do it now, though, because we've agreed not to. Okay, I'm concerned because my air conditioner's, like, starting to make freak-out panic noises again. That does remind me, hey, when we go back to Big Vasco, remind me to tell the air conditioner story part 2.
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. You could use it to call someone, unless you're out of change.
Who would I call? Do Ghostbusters exist in this world? I don't want to spend any of my money if I don't have an actual purpose to do this, because I'm not sure that I have faith in the game to not just take my money. I've honestly started to lose track of, like, my place in the world. Oh, wait a minute. I sort of came from here, right? Yeah, there's the church. Yeah, that all tracks. Okay. So, I mean, I could go in the church. I don't know why I would. I can't not go, because I'm already here.
Wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
Padlock drilled into the wood. I think I understand what's meant by that, but that's kind of a weird way of putting it. If I had another rough air conditioner week? No, not exactly, although the fact that it's making weird noises again is not bringing me any comfort. How's it going for everyone? You've been out, but probably shouldn't have been. Been fatigued. Let me tell you, I've also been fatigued this week. This has been a very busy month for me, and it has been challenging, and I'm tired of much of the time. But this has actually been a pretty good week for me. Work has not done anything, like, unduly obnoxious for like an entire 5 consecutive business days, which is like literally the only word that comes immediately to mind is marvelous, which is a weird choice, but here we are. And also, I had a big, expensive, indulgent delivery that I made the purchase like last Monday, and it was like supposed to ship right away, and it didn't ship until like Tuesday of this week, and it was supposed to arrive when I was out for this weekend, and I was like, of course it would. But it showed up early, and it seems fine, and now I don't have to worry about it anymore. So, like, that all, like, went well. Inspect the carpentry? Yeah, that's obviously the first thing I'll do.
The carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. Two large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold.
I appreciate the implied attempt to make my extremely boring stories about my actual life seem more interesting than they are, Critwitch, but it was, listen, I've been going through it. I checked the website with the shipping information for that delivery, like, dozens of times in 2 weeks. It was really important to me that that thing show up. For those who were here, I guess a couple weeks ago now, I ended up ordering the Secret Lair Cute to Brute deck for Magic the Gathering, because it had a new art version of my favorite commander for my Magic the Gathering deck that is a baby dragon that turns into an enormous super villainous monster, and I needed the one that looked cute on the front side. It was really important to me that I have that. So let's see, the carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. 2 beams shoot downward, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold. Run my hand over it.
The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch.
Gross. Take a closer look at that padlock.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door.
Staple?
The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker.
Look at the sticker.
You see a yellow circle with 2 X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile, and the X's make it dead.
Okay, weird but fair. Hey, Angel, welcome to the stream. Didn't know it was Friday. That's fair. Time is a meaningless construct that's lost to the void. How are you today? Hey, Kim, have you seen Dead Guy Smiley Face?
He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean before inspecting the sticker. Then he looks up, pauses, and replies.
No.
Figured that was going to be the answer. What does it look like to you?
Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency.
What now?
For Revachol ZOC, the moral intern defined junior delinquents as minors between the ages of 10 and 16 who have committed an act in violation of the law. These acts aren't called crimes as they would be for adults. Crimes committed by minors are called delinquent acts. This was part of your officer's exams.
Yeah, right, but I have the head owie? Come on, you know this by now. Did I brute force the door? No, I'm still looking over it. I got distracted telling everyone about how awesome it is that my cards showed up. It was a really interesting story, I promise. Everyone loved it. Everyone was like, I'm so glad I tuned in to listen to Vasco briefly complain about his first world problem of his needlessly expensive purchase for himself not showing up for a whole, 13 days. What suggests delinquency?
I haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth.
What? What is this? I feel like I need the sticker, though. That feels really important to me. Look at the staple.
The padlock passes through a staple that's been hastily attached to the wood. Closer inspection reveals that one of the screws is not a screw at all, but a nail. The work has been done recently and is unprofessional, to say the least.
It really feels like I should have some ability to try and open this door. It doesn't seem like it's incredibly secure. No, let's start with the sticker. No whammies.
There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb.
Put the sticker in the ledger after the last entry. Put the sticker on the ledger on the front cover. Why is this such a hard choice? It's clearly not throw it into the wind. That just seems rude. Just got the big Goron sword in Zelda. Okay, is you playing the new Zelda? Does the new Zelda have a big Goron sword? Tears of the Kingdom? I'm not sure I understand why the place it belongs would be the last entry. However, it might still smell of bin juices and toilet. No, we determined that was kitchen tissue, right? Because that made us feel better? Anyone has all notable gear? Dude, that's actually really cool. I'm a big fan of Big Goron Sword. I don't know if you remember this. For those of you who've been, like, watching me put crap on the internet for, like, 12 years. If the sticker is scratch and sniff, it might improve the legend. For some reason, it says it belongs here. I'm gonna put it in the back. I'll know it's there. It's like the playmat I have that was like signed by the game nights, and someone did their signature with a little doodle of a crab in the corner, and it makes me happy.
Looks like today was a gold star day.
I got 10 experience points for that. It was worth really thinking too hard about it. Rattle the doors.
Nothing happens. Only the sound of the padlock rattling against the door.
I don't think that's going to work.
High above, the wind wraps the church in its rush, cold and wet from the ocean bay. It parts around the massive keel-shaped roof, like a test tunnel washing both sides, the way it has done for 340 years. The wind keeps its distance. So should you.
What is this feeling?
There is a hole in my heart.
Okay, the spooky shivers woman is really starting to freak me out, man.
The lieutenant looks at the padlock. He didn't hear you asking. You were quiet enough.
If you really think we should get in there, we need to find some other way.
Should we start with the kick drum coming from the ice?
Yes, the pulsing bass. An indication of junior delinquency.
Okay, we probably don't have, like, too much time left. Do we want to just explore a little bit further? Or do we want to, like, maybe go back to the town and, like, figure out how much money we've collected and listen to the tape? I feel like those are our primary options, since today was intended to be, and in fact has turned out mostly to be, wander around, look at orbs, and pick stuff up. It's so early in the morning. I'm not even sure if you're referring to the game or real life, Neko, because of the time difference. I won't dispute it. Just saying. No, hang on, I found it. Around the fence post, then scatter into the dark. I don't know what that's saying. Alright, since I haven't seen any strong opinions in chat, I guess I'll wander out on the ice, where I presume I will die. Oh, hang on. I'm having a red thought.
See that seagull up there? Remind you of anybody?
I'm not going to have a seagull conversation. Is it me?
Exactly.
Why am I like a seagull? I love you, fly away?
Think about the seagull's story. It's one of endurance and adaptation. The seaside was paradise once. They were birds of that paradise. Then their paradise became shit city. And what did they do? They became urban survivors, eating burgers out of trash cans, killing and eating pigeons.
Is that true? Do seagulls kill and eat pigeons? I don't think I've ever heard that.
No time for that sentimental bullshit. They're hustlers, getting shit done. They're one pair of track pants away from gangsters, just like you.
I mean, it's true, we are a major majestic cockatoo, but for some reason that doesn't invoke some sort of thought process. Hold on, have I ever eaten a burger out of the trash?
You have. The body remembers.
Ah, darn, that's unfortunate. I don't seem to remember much, but I remember doing that, huh? You could say I'm a bit like a seagull.
Exactly. The seagull does what it takes, and so do you.
That's
You've
really
got that
weird.
same spirit in you. When the time comes, you push yourself.
Well, now I wish I had thought about that jacket, because apparently there's another free heel hanging out here in the form of looking at bird. So, I'm starting to gather the feeling that birds are just, like, always positive in this game. No, though. Time may perhaps tell. You're a cockagull? A sea cock? I'm not sure those portmanteaus are amenable to Twitch.tv. Must have taken a lot of patience to do this. That was surprisingly deep and positive. Oh, hang on, I found a human?
A shaggy-looking girl in her late teens or early 20s kneels on the ice with an electronic contraption in her hand. Hearing you approach, she looks up.
Now, for some reason, I really thought I was going to find the cryptozoologists here. And the fact that this person has a weird device might lead you to think that, but aren't both of the cryptozoologists I'm looking for sort of middle-aged to older men?
Oh. Hello there.
It's cold out here, but she's not wearing a hat. She must be freezing.
Thanks, Empathy.
Everyone knows drugs make you invulnerable
for God's
to
sake.
cold. You bet this one likes to party.
Clarification, just out of my own curiosity. Is it genuinely possible to have an exchange like this one where you just pass no checks and the only thing you can say is I have some questions for you? I assume the answer is yes? Where is your hat?
Huh?
Maybe she didn't hear you. A little louder.
I said you should have a hat on.
So should you.
I don't have to do anything. I am the law. You have to do what the law says.
Real cool.
Way to abuse that power, man, she says, thinking you can't hear her. She bats away your questions like flies. She's not intimidated by mere police officers.
Yeah, Sark says, can we say there's a law about wearing hats? Yeah, the law says you have to wear a hat in this weather. Now, here's the question. Is she gonna take my hat? I feel like I probably have a hat I could give her, but I don't want to give away this hat. How much danger am I in? What's the threat level? Define the threat level using emotes somehow. I'm not sure I can change hats. Also, that's not emotes. If she takes your hat, that's assault. It's definitely some sort of criminal action. No, wait, what is it? It's a delinquent act? But, like, the problem is, I don't imagine that I'm going to be able to give her my hat if I don't do it now. Hold on.
Like what?
Yeah. That seems like... It seems like you get one shot at that. How long ago did I save? Hold on.
Okay. Bye.
think the only thing I would have to do is... I'd have to get the sticker back from the church and look at the door repeatedly. Am I giving this girl a hat? Oh, Neko is like way behind the stream, it turns out. I've learned something. Oh, it took a while, but it's the best you could do. I mean, that's pretty good. Give her... Okay. Alright, I'll give her a hat. Wait, actually, before I do this... Clothes. What hat would I give her? I only seem to have 3 hats. I guess I'd probably give her the Sumerian conical hat, because that's terrible. Although maybe I need logic? Wait, why is the... No, I'm not gonna ask. I don't... I mean, she'll probably, like, literally wear the hat I give her, right? Probably. I mean, it'd be funny to give her the visor to watch her wear it, but, like, +1 perception is, like, actually good, and I want to wear it. Okay, hold on.
Hello again.
Okay. Here's what I've decided to do. Load game. Confirm. Pick up jacket. Pretty sure there was nothing else to do here. I think the reason I saved there was because that was the last thing to do. So then, what was that phone I found? And it wasn't this, because I haven't been here. These bars cover long, dusty
remaining
windows.
windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years.
Try to see inside.
Dripping water falls from a high place. All you can see is the shadow of a collapsing staircase.
I was thinking that too, Nick. I was trying to decide if it was too cheesy to try and investigate the jacket and then think about seagulls. I do have that option. The main thing I was thinking is that I would go look at the church again and try to get the sticker and hopefully not fail at that. And then save. And then maybe not talk to this person until I have a hat that I want to give them. Can you make out what's inside?
No. I won't even try. You know...
He takes his glasses off.
I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things. It's that bad.
This partner of his, Eyes, things didn't end well. It saddens him to say his name. Don't even ask. He wouldn't answer.
I'm not
Maybe
gonna
some other
ask
small talk.
Kim if he could still shoot, though. That sounds terrible. Okay, whatever. I really shouldn't be here. Is the phone just at the bottom of these stairs? I guess I just didn't see it on the way up, which is how I got confused the first time. Oh, hang on. I'm having a thought.
Winter, slow to let go of Revachol. Flecks some more wet snow from above.
Well, I didn't have this thought before. Look around.
The snow falls lazily, making the beach sand paler still, mixing with the rust-colored sewage runoff.
Oh, wait a minute. I had some weird thought that was like I should come back here when it's snowing. Now it's snowing. Is this what that was? Weird. Anyway. It's funny to me that I can see, like, knowledge orbs over here on the right. That's funny.
And to think, it seemed as though it were already spring.
How does it feel?
The melting snow seeps through your thin clothes. Grandmothers don't let their grandchildren out dressed so lightly in this weather. At least your hair is protected from getting wet and sticking together.
Because of my frog visor. We'll be here a minute. What's in the west?
More winding coastlines lined with abandoned buildings. Crumbling piers, salt water lapping at their dark piles. Grey and red forgotten city blocks. What remains of the pre-revolutionary effort to gentrify the coast.
Beyond that,
the waters turn black. Coal City in the shadow of Saint-Martin. A boom town. Back when coal extracted from countless shafts near the city was needed to power Revachol. No more. The coal was supplanted by petroleum from the ocean floor and hydropower from the Esperance. Everything crumbled. These days, only the weakest remain in Coal City. Their hopes of getting rich linger in the defunct shafts under their feet.
What's there?
Below the old mines, L'Océan Municipal, Revachol's underground cemetery. Le Petit Rat braved the underground passageways, trying to get to Le Royaume.
Le Petit Rat?
Children under 14. They go underground, looking for artifacts to sell to foreign museums.
Oh, it's very
and
horrible.
For fabled relics. Their parents let them. They go deeper.
Deeper?
After rubies, Melchiorite, lapis lazuli, plundered from Safre and Seol during the time of the suzerain. In the burial chambers of the kings, Grand Old Philip, Guillaume II, and even in the mausoleum of Philip the Opulent. 2 kilometers underground, in a winding shaft along whose walls mirrors have been placed, so that daylight may eternally fall upon the richest of all the kings. The mausoleum contains untold quantities of gold, and that special, purest of the pure magenta cocaine, favored by Revacholian royalty.
Sounds like a weird Breaking Bad thing.
Did someone say untold quantities of cocaine? Drop everything immediately and go looking for this hoard.
Hey, wipe that snow off your shoulders.
Few Petit Rat return from the shafts. Even fewer find what they're looking for. A small child steps out of the black tunnel with silver trinkets in her pockets.
Were those trinkets and/or baubles paid for in blood?
All around her, white snow on the extinguished coke furnaces and on the weather-worn shacks where fathers beat their sons after drinking. The snow melts on your fingers, turning to water.
Let's do the east now.
The canal you crossed to get here and beyond it. Martinez proper, the district the police forgot to police. There is laughter, lights, attempts at entrepreneurial activity, cynicism. Someone is scraping snow off their windshield at the roundabout, in the midst of which a statue of Philip III serves as a destination for grade school field trips and a fine perch for winter birds.
Alright, now I gotta tell you, I have failed to identify that statue twice. I do feel as though after this conversation, I should probably get a bonus to identifying that statue. I don't know that I will, but I'm just putting it out there that I probably should. Is that all?
Like all monuments, it's also a warning. 6-story ruins on the south side of the roundabout cast a long shadow over the profligate king.
And further?
A fenced-off yard. There's a truck belonging to a logistics company parked next to the gate. Bright light from a building behind the fence reflects off its hood.
Now the north?
The abandoned church, one of 2 remaining stave churches, which were collectively called Les Sept Sœurs. The other 6 sisters were destroyed during the revolution.
And even more north?
A serpentine strip of land weaving its way into the Martinez Inlet. Unfortunates on the run from the law, from themselves, sometimes hide out on nearby islets. Little dots in the ocean that are occasionally submerged when the tide is high and the weather foul.
And on the islets.
The remains of a camp on a jagged piece of rock, a tent, old dishes and cutlery, long since abandoned. A hermit crab scuttles among the debris, looking for a new shell. Further out, the lights burn bright on Resurrection. Way beyond Martinez, a popular spa destination for ample-bodied Ozon kids with equally ample pockets.
And on the other side of the inlet.
Then there's Ozon, but the snow falls too thick. You cannot see that far.
Before the curtains are drawn?
The Bay of Revachol. Vastness, great depth, over 1,200 meters at its deepest. Water, air brinier than here. It is crisscrossed by huge cargo ships bearing company logos. Wild pines, Zam, Morian, and at the farthest reaches of the Bay of Revachol, the shadow of the Coalition warship, Archer,
Weird.
on perpetual patrol duty, ready to unleash artillery fire if you were to rise up against the market. You shudder.
What about the south?
The raised motorway, 881, separating Martinez from Jamrock. Vehicles whoosh past one another day and night, while those who reside in the labyrinthine alleyways beneath the motorway attempt to carry on with their lives in the snow and the slush. And south of the 881 is the Pox.
I've heard of the Pox.
Was once a park, a place for reflection and recuperation for the patients of the old military hospital. In the 20s, it was used as a quarantine center during a measles outbreak that killed many children. Most everyone has avoided the hospital and surrounding park ever since. The Pox is completely wild now. Evergreen thickets covered in snow and industrial dust. Feral dogs and even wolves roaming in packs. The police try to keep the deepest corners cordoned off.
But still...
Heavy drug users do slip through and hole up in the old military hospital, hoping to find something to get high on among the hastily abandoned supplies, or just to overdose in peace.
Even more south?
A line of motor garages with armored carapaces hunched in the cold. A mechanic is hard at work, patching up bullet holes in the side of a Capri 40. These are the garages of Precinct 41.
Oh, right.
Snow
Jamrock's
settles
down
on
there.
the roof of the repurposed silk mill. It serves as your station. Shivering RCM personnel hurry in and out of the main entrance. Around you, the snow continues to fall. To the west, the ocean swells.
No, it was home. I want more.
The stairs descend to central Jamrock. A man named Cooklove has a snow-covered stall there, in the market across the bridge. He sells kebab infested with fly larvae to your colleagues who believe eating it will make them immune to food poisoning.
Wow, that is such a sentence. That's a sentence someone wrote with words. Calling it the Pox has probably detracted from its popularity. That's true, I think it did. I think the tourists did not appreciate that.
Snow falls on the utility district, the library, the florist, the Sarah Mauritian restaurant that offers homemade wine, and also on the brothels and drug dens, and the chop shops of the Zemlyaki.
We're calling all that the utility district? That's a little broad.
All of this built around a lake that formed in a meteorite strike.
Ooh.
At the center of this lake, there is a little ship. There are lights at the bottom of its hull. They are lights directed toward the seafloor, looking for something, like whiskers.
Are they looking for like a mutant meteor that's mind-controlling the Edison family?
A chill comes over you, crawling down your back. The sand under your feet is wet. Somewhere in the south, tarpaulin flap in the wind.
What's above?
Coalition aerostatics hang like apparition under the cloud cover. Occasionally, lights flash as they maneuver through the falling snow.
And below me?
Layer upon layer of sand, poisoned with industrial runoff. The storm drainage, hidden bunkers. Rats scuttle.
Tell me a secret of the sands, wind.
Someone stuffed a big old polar anorak into a concrete pipe under the boardwalk. It would keep you warm. You would probably never happen across it. But who knows?
Under the boardwalk, you said. Perhaps I will remember that. Because of the song. Did the meteor kill the World's End Club? We can only hope. We can only hope that the true ending of that game occurred. Because, like, ugh, man, what a game that was. This reads like a nightmarish travel brochure. I think that's more or less what Shivers does most of the time. Especially when giving you the lay of the land of an entirely new area, which I'm getting the impression happens every time you find a major new area. Stomp your feet for warmth, brushing off the snow. Finish thought.
We should keep moving. Who knows when the snow will let up?
No experience for that, huh? That feels weird to me somehow. Alright, hold on. We're gonna speed run every thought related to this door. Ready for it?
Nothing happens.
I don't think that's good.
High above, the wind.
What's this
There
feeling?
is a hole in my heart.
Creepy.
The lieutenant looks at the
Inspect the carpentry.
carving on the door.
Run your hand
the
on it.
surface is smooth from the
Take a
wind.
look at the padlock.
This cheap-looking padlock.
Inspect the sticker.
You see a yellow circle.
You seen it before?
He takes off.
No.
What does it
Looks
look
like
like?
a dead man smiling.
Define that.
For Revachels, these acts aren't... I
The other
haven't
one.
seen that sticker before.
Inspect the
The
staple.
padlock passes through a staple that's been hastily attached
Interface
to
it.
the wood. There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling.
Put it where it
Now,
belongs.
Looks like today was a gold...
Leave.
If you really think we should get in there, we need... Yes.
Investigate kick
but
drum. Hold on. Saving over... I don't know where it's been. Again. Shut up. Also... Okay, we are working on the underground. Just making sure. So, inventory. Jacket. Interact.
As you hold it in your hand,
How'd it get
it's
so
a
gross?
sordid. Some secrets are better left.
Think
on.
about it.
It occurs to you that you're not even holding the jacket itself, but rather the thick crust of jetsam and seagull shit that ensconces it.
I feel like that was kind of self-evident, but go on.
It smells like a dead sea creature, tangled in grey strands of seaweed. It must have spent quite some time in the water before the tide deposited it ashore.
Gross.
Why? Why did you think about it? Look at your hands. They're covered in muck.
Maybe if I wipe my hands on my pants. Ew, ew, ew.
Now you're just flicking that
Yikes
shit
forever.
everywhere. This is a disaster. You'll never get the smell out. As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound.
Why did I fondle this horrible jacket
There
again?
is no why.
Wait, now I can't... Hold on. I'm fine taking the sanity damage. I assumed that would happen. But, like, I thought it would say something funny when I said gross, and then I'd be able to ask why that happened. I want to know why that happened. That was the whole point. I'm doing it again. Shut up. No one saw anything. I love when that syncs up perfectly with the load time of this game. I mean, nothing happened. What are you talking about? Interact. Jacket. Interact
As
jacket.
you hold it in your
How'd it get
it's
so
a
gross?
sordid
Shut
Some
up.
secrets are better left.
Think about
it.
it.
Occurs to you.
Shut
it
up.
Smells like a dead secret.
What's it made of?
Somehow, it was carried or dragged to the boardwalk. If not by human hands, then perhaps the feral dogs that prowl the beaches at night.
Okay, it's pretty gross.
Why? Why did you think about it? Look at your hands. They're covered in...
Nah, there's no two ways about that. You're just Jedi mind trick. No, you got hit with a return to the past, the duration of which is however long I want it to be. It's a reference to an animated TV show, a French anime called Code Lyoko. I really don't want to wipe it on my pants. Do we think we'll get a better result wiping it on our pants? I assume not. I have to assume that's worse. Even though when I flicked my hands it said it was getting it everywhere. Like, it's gotta be better to not get it just directly all over the pants that I will be wearing for at least the rest of the day, I assume.
Now you're just flicking that shit everywhere. This is a disaster. You'll never get the smell out.
There's just really no way
As
to
you
get anything
hold it
useful
in
out of
your
this
hands,
jacket.
It makes an uncomfortable crunching sound. There is no why.
I'm too stupid for whatever just happened. I already got all those orbs. Shut up. We're gonna go look at a seagull, and then... I don't know, save, I guess? This is a really productive last half hour of our lives. I bet everyone's super glad. Hey, do you want me to tell the story about how the package showed up early again? Will that make everyone happy?
You see that seagull up there? Remind you of anybody? Exactly.
Why am I like a
Think
seagull?
about the seagull's story. It's one of endurance and adaptation. The seaside was paradise once. They were birds of that paradise. Then their paradise became shit city. And what did they do? They became urban survivors, eating burgers out of trash cans, killing and eating pigeons. No time for that sentimental bullshit. They're hustlers, getting shit done. They're one pair of track pants away from gangsters, just like you.
I'm gonna say this one again just because it makes me laugh. Have I ever eaten a burger out of the trash?
You have. The body remembers.
Darn it. Guess I am a bit like a seagull.
Exactly. The seagull does what it takes, and so do you. You've got that same spirit in you. When the time comes, you push yourself.
Thanks, Endurance. Its description of the jacket is more excruciating than the last. Yeah. And? Hold on. It's me, it's Big Vasco. Let me... Main menu... Yeah, main menu close. Hey, the stream didn't crash or drop any frames or have a panic attack or anything. That's fun for me. So let me tell you the second installment of the air conditioner story, okay? I'll start with a recap because I'm not sure if all of you were here for the first part of the air conditioner story. The first part basically goes, my landlady randomly texted me one day asking me if the air conditioner is built into the wall that you can't see, but it's right out of frame, was leaking in the apartment, which it wasn't. It's a really bad air conditioner that when I mentioned this story to my dad, he's like, God, really? Every air conditioner for the last who knows how long, is built in such a way that it just, naturally, evaporates condensation so that you don't have to empty it. Because this piece of junk definitely just, leaks condensation from the process of attempting to cool the apartment, just, haphazardly on the ground, which it's done for years. It's not a new development. The weird, spooky, haunted noises that it started making during the stream that may or may not have picked up at all, those are relatively new. I thought they got addressed, but they have not. But so she was like, yeah, is it leaking inside? I was like, no. She's like, I would like someone to look at it. I'm like, go ahead. I tried to get you to do that 8 years ago, and you didn't. And so she sent someone, and it was a day I was working, but she was like, oh, they're going to do everything on the outside, so you don't need to know anything about it. That's fine. So I hear all these cartoonish construction noises, and then at the end of the day, I went outside and took a look at what they did. And instead of replacing, obviously I would know if they had replaced the wall-mounted air conditioner, but instead of replacing it or doing some sort of repair that would stop it from leaking loosely on the ground, what they did instead is they installed a pipe on the bottom of the unit, and then they wrapped it around the wall, drilled a hole in the floor since I'm on the second floor of the apartment unit, ran the pipe down, and it now lets out directly in front of the door of the neighbor, directly below me. It's an insane solution to a mundane problem. And I was like, wow, that's just really dumb. That's very stupid. It's fine, I guess. It means that it will probably leak less onto packages that are waiting there for more than 20 minutes. So it's a win for me, but it's very dumb. Last weekend, I went to visit my family for Mother's Day. I get home. I had the air conditioner running because, and you may be mad at me for environmental reasons, and frankly, I won't fight you too hard on that, but I will just point out that this air conditioner is so bad that if you leave it not running for an entire, California sunny day, when you get home, it will be insufferable, and it will be completely unable to cool down the apartment to be livable again. At all. At least until the next day. So, like, I knew I was going to be coming home in the evening, so, like, I left it running. That's the story, just so you understand the context. So I get home after that, and I see that it was warm enough over the weekend, because it was warmer than it's been, and it was leaking again, but it was leaking on the other side from where the pipe was, which I'm not even sure exactly what that implies. It could simply be that the pipe was never set up correctly in the first place, which would not surprise me because we get, like, the cheapest contractors in the world. But, like, maybe it's just the case that, like, it was lopsided, and it's just decided to overcompensate on the other side. But the thing is, like, I've checked on it multiple times, and, like, downstairs I've never seen any water come out of the pipe. But, like, I come home and I see that, and I know my landlady had mentioned that she wanted to hire a painter, because I think that was her goal all along, is she wanted to stop leaking on the wall so that she could get it repainted, because it was, like, completely discoloring the wall, because it's absurdly bad. So, as a gesture of good faith, because I've been very mean to my landlady, because she's, frankly, in my opinion, not a particularly good landlady, I text her right away when I get back, and I mention that I saw it leaking, and this may be of interest to her because she had mentioned wanting to get it painted. So, she's like, oh, thank you for bringing that to my attention. I really appreciate that. I will have that looked at. So, I think it was Monday again this week. Someone comes out, they look at the air conditioner, cartoonish construction noises. I go out and see what happened this time. So now, the bottom of the air conditioning unit has two pipes, like, attached to it. One of them is now just, like, askew at a weird angle and attached to nothing. That's the first one that they installed last time. What they did is they found a different part of the air conditioner to attach a pipe to, and then they, like, wound it together with the infrastructure they already created that leads down to the neighbor's apartment downstairs. And the net result of this is the following. Now, as I mentioned, there are two pipes on the bottom of the air conditioner. For whatever that matters to you. It looks even dumber than it did before, but whatever. Two, I've been checking that pipe and where it leads downstairs, and boy, is it now just, like, spraying water, like, a lot. It's just, like, constantly wet down there on the walkway immediately outside my neighbor's apartment. I really don't know if they signed up for that. And three, and this is maybe the best part, there's still condensation coming out of the left side of the air conditioner. It's a lot less than there was, but it's still there. Picturing a waterfall. Like, the thing is, it doesn't seem like it's that constant, but, like, every time I've looked at it since they've done this thing, there's a huge damp patch on, like, the sidewalk, whatever you would call it, the walkway. So, like, it doesn't seem like it's constantly actually literally spraying, but it is always wet. It is just always wet there. Just like the wall that she wanted to repaint is still always a little damp.
Get wet down there.
It's been too long. Thank you, Demolition, for playing the worst sound effect ever that I created with my own two hands. And, you know, the voice work of the actress who plays Akane, whose name I really should know. But, like, the pipes end just above the door to spray anyone. No, so, like, how can I get you to picture this? So, like, here's the doorway, and then, like, maybe about here is where the pipe is set up, and the little spout at the bottom, like, points in the direction that is, like, directly in the path you would walk through to get to their door. It is as though you were trying to water the pathway as though it was plants, but it's not. Oh my god, Critchwich, that's nail on the head. If there's one thing that has truly perplexed and baffled me consistently in the time that I've lived in this building, and I don't think it's unique to this building, but this building is a perfect exemplar of this. It's definitely cheaper to prevent and fix quickly than to keep doing bad makeshift jobs. And I don't know, if everyone who's here in chat is aware of how many times they've had to repair the roof of various parts of this apartment building, and in particular my specific apartment in the past decade. But they sure would have done better to just do like one really comprehensive job fixing the roof instead of like patching it like a billion times. And that definitely holds true for fixing the air conditioner. That's insane. It's truly insane to me that all of this happened. I mean, at least the air conditioner is like a net positive to me, and I'm like, I don't know very much about the person living in that apartment. I like have seen them one time, I think ever. And I can't imagine they're thrilled with it. But like this air conditioner has always been heinous. I'll go you a step further. I'll tell you the uninteresting story of why I hate this air conditioner so much. At my old apartment, the one I lived in with an older member of the homosexual underground who I met on Craigslist because they were looking for a roommate. The apartment was like an older building that had this huge vaulted ceiling in the living room, made it impossible to temperature control the place. So it was just like always kind of warm there. And I hated that. It was really annoying to me. So when I moved, when I was looking for places to move, I was very adamant that I would check the quality of the air conditioning in the place. And when I came here and checked out the place, there was a different unit in the wall. And it was great. Totally cooled, you know, the immediate area like this and the adjoining kitchen, which is, it has sort of a, like a bar shelf. I don't know what the heck you call the thing. But like it's basically one big connected room out here. And like it didn't reach like all the way to the bedroom at the far end of the apartment. But like it cooled the area it's in. That's what it's supposed to do. It was great. I loved it. I signed the papers. I moved in. Like something genuinely like 3 days later, the air conditioner completely died. The whole unit died. And then they replaced it with this. And it sucks. And it's loud. And it barely cools like 2 feet in front of it. And so like I fought her for like months after installing that thing because it absolutely sucks. And I was like, just like, it's terrible. Like this thing sucks. And she didn't do anything about it. And I kept bothering her, and she like got a guy to come out and look at the air conditioner. And like, I don't know, he like I don't say this to be disparaging to the individual, but he didn't speak English, so I couldn't verify what he was saying, and she just insisted that he said that it was totally fine. And, you know, like, she wouldn't, like, bring another guy to look at it, she wouldn't bring the same guy back. So, like, yeah, it's just sucked all the way since then, and that entire time it's been, like, spraying water on the wall and on the pathway, to the point that, like, some of my neighbors have occasionally, like, put Tupperware under it because they don't want the upstairs walkway to be all wet and slick and potentially dangerous, even though there's like a handrail there. But like people will sometimes put their own belongings under it to collect the water. And like, I don't have a horse in this race. She won't let me fix it. If they complain to her, maybe she'll replace it, you know? I'm not out here trying to like solve her problem for her. She created it by not listening to me, right? So anyway, I hate the stupid thing, and it's kind of funny to me the great lengths we're going to now to avoid addressing the problem head on, directly to the forehead. And we bought, at this point, we bought like 3 air conditioners for the bedroom, which do a great job of cooling the smaller area in there, and also they're just actually just better air conditioners, every one of them, even though 2 of them have died from, you know, years of use. The newest one is the favorite, it's the best one. Get the Black & Decker one from Amazon. If you need a unit like that, it's very good. You hate this landlady? Oh, Neko, you have no idea, because you haven't had to live with her. I've been really trying to play nice with her lately. We'll see how that plays out. Anyway, hopefully you understand how dumb everything is. That's probably going to be our stream, more or less. Of course, we have time to find Secret Squirtle. Somewhere on the couch behind me, I've hidden a Squirtle. If you can see a Squirtle, like this lustfully lounging Squirtle here that tickled me when I dropped it on the Togepi, and it just sort of laid down like that with a hand cheekily covering its mouth. That was not a secret because you could see it, but somewhere else there's a Squirtle, and if you find it, it will be an omen of good luck in the days to come, which may last longer than usual. I don't actually know how the magic behind this works because, again, no stream tomorrow. We should be back next Friday and resume a normal schedule until probably the end of June at the least. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm glad you appreciated that, Twitch. I wasn't sure if anyone would like the paint me like your French girl Squirtle. That was a ride. I feel winded from recounting my hatred of this cursed, stupid air conditioner. It makes me so mad. Like, just for further context that none of you need or asked for, this air conditioner is so bad that directly beneath this table that houses my microphone, and within arm's reach of me, off camera on this side, I have 2 fans aimed at me, because if I don't, the ambient temperature in this room with all the lights on for this long is like over 80 degrees. With it running at a temperature set to like low 70 degrees. This thing is a loud piece of crap. It does just enough that turning it on is important, but nothing more than that. But yeah, we'll be back next week. We'll do Murder by Numbers on Friday. We'll be back with more Disco Elysium next Saturday when maybe we'd give that girl a hat, or maybe we don't. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe we'll understand the homosexual underground. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and find that Squirtle. Air conditioner fun when. I mean, I'm not even entirely sure that she would authorize the work to replace the air conditioner if it was paid for. At one point, my dad offered to do that, and I never actually pulled the trigger on it because, like, I just didn't want to start that fight with her again. It would be really funny to do it now after they installed all those, like, comically stupid pipes. But the long and short of it is, like, I think I am likely enough to move in the near enough future that is probably not even worth it at this point, which is stupid. Katie says, landlady's like my store manager. He spent thousands fixing a boiler when it would have been cheaper to get a new one. Yeah, just like that. Moving truck fun when. Maybe. That's probably going to be pretty expensive. Alright, let's get all these guesses, find that Squirtle, and then edit the stream, which shouldn't take me more than, like, 20 minutes, probably. So we got the first one. I think the first one was Donut Cat, and then we got Groot and Big Togepi. Did I miss one? Let me know if I missed one. Plushies would need their own truck. I've literally spent a considerable amount of time and money and effort designing ways to store my plushies in my extremely small apartment. Ah, yes, I did miss Pikachu. Thank you, Demolition. Pikachu, Donut Cat, Groot, Togepi. It's such a big Togepi. Have any of you noticed this big Togepi? Just for reference, let's get a good up-close look at how this Squirtle's been hanging out this whole stream. It's very good. By the way, there was a little rabbit back there. You seen this guy? Anyone catch a load of this enormous Togepi? This absolute unit? It's so big that if I set him on the chair, he's just propped up. 2 words to that vacuum bag. It would have to be a really big bag, and I don't know where I'd put it. And then it'd be really inconvenient to get them out again. For those of you who guessed Togepi was hiding a Squirtle, let me tell you that a familiar friend who was absent from the couch was hiding there instead. Reverse Octopus. Even angrier. Probably because of the air conditioner. Can also be a hat. Demolition gets behind Pikachu. And that's where I got this Grogu to match the one on my shirt, even though the color is different. I think I'll guess behind Groot, I think. And I don't actually have anything behind Groot. He's sort of on the display shelf where I put the smaller guys so that you could still see him. No tricks there. Not this time. But for some reason, I'll take this opportunity to reveal I was hiding this little bitty manta ray under Toothless the Dragon. It's so small, it's really hard to show it off. If someone was going to guess it, I was going to show it off. But I decided to anyway, because it's very good. And Arcadius, I think, had guessed under Donut Cat and behind our lovely Donut Dragon. Might be hiding a certain Squirtle. And, look at that. Turns out that's true. Ocean says, I'm imagining Vasco's bed piled to the ceiling with squishmallows. He dives on Scrooge McDuck style post-stream. Well, I'll tell you that during the most recent bout of roofing issues with the leaks during the heavy rains this year, there was a period where there wasn't enough storage space for the stuffed animals to, like, live somewhere. So I had to keep moving them around every single day. Like a bunch of them, not all of them. But like there just wasn't enough space for them to go that wasn't going to get rained on. Congratulations, Alcadius, for locating the secret Squirtle. Squirtle needs a donut too. Don't we all need a donut? I feel like we all need a donut. Hey, see if you can find a donut this weekend. It sounds good, right? Had some donuts last week. I like those. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you, and I hope to see you again soon. Like I said, the plan is to resume the normal schedule next week, so get excited for that, or preemptively disappointed for me not making the right decisions in either or both of the games we're playing. I don't know how much longer we have in Murder by Numbers. I do think we still have a while yet to go, but we're coming up on the release date of a few games I'm excited for, so in the summer we might start some new things. Probably at least one thing. I honestly don't know how far I am in this game either. Probably not at all. It's going to get complicated when we come around to October and we do the seasonal stuff. But let's worry about those problems when we burn the system to the ground. It's been great having everybody here. Remember to stay safe, take care of yourselves, and remember that you are Clawsome.